breaking news right out of the gate. Adrian Peterson to the Arizona Cardinals. Just when you thought the NFL couldn't get any crazier, you have week 5. And now this to break off the show. Fantasy Dominance Now, A2DRadio.com, dominating fantasy sports everywhere, bringing you all the tools that dominate is Soap Stash, the new soap standard. Like them on Facebook, Soap Stash LLC. Find them online, soapstash.com. And for ordering information, call 844-890-3197. Hey, thank you ever so much for joining us, man, on YouTube, Facebook Live. We got a great show today. Towards the end of the show, because everybody's here for the football, but we are one-stop shop. So we're going to get you prepped for the fantasy basketball season with our top 10 per position and discuss who will you'll take at number 1. We'll look back at a wild week 5, as I said before, in the NFL and give you some hot waiver ads. We'll be talking maybe guys you got to part with, too. That's going to go right into the poll. We got Fresh or Stale for week 6 in the NFL, covering all great and hard plays for both DFS as well as league play. Talking about the drops, we asked you on Facebook and Twitter. We dropped it like it was hot. Who can you safely drop in fantasy football? Martavius Bryant, Ben Roethlisberger. Is this just all Steelers? What did we do here?
One bad week, everybody's shipping them out.
Get them out of here.
It's more than one bad week.
We threw the controversial one, Amari Cooper, who, Brian made a great point, has been disappointing. A lot of drops this season.
Leading the league in drops.
He's got butter hands.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he does.
Absolutely. I threw in there Corey Davis. He's just been hampered with that hamstring. It's looking like Corey Davis will be a great play in 2018
He is questionable this week.
Everybody's questionable this week.
There is a lot of questionable people this week.
You could be those guys that own the Giants receivers and just be completely, shit out of luck.
T.O. and Ocho Cinco are coming out of retirement, they said.
Yeah, man.
They're going to have to. They got nobody else. They have to come out of retirement. T.O.'s ready. Let's go.
Nah, the Giants are cool, man. They got Victor Cruz on speed dial. It's all good. It's all good.
I forgot about Victor Cruz. He needs a job, too.
What are you talking about? Chad Ochocinco, homie. He already called. Come on now.
Yeah, I'm sure he already called, but
give me a
little T.O. I want to see a little T.O.
Get Chad back.
I got my popcorn
league.
ready. Let's go.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So you can vote now on Twitter, comment on the book. All you have to do is search a2dradio.com, whether it's YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. You can find us, watch us live on Facebook Live. Drop your comments, your questions, and your questions. That's what we're here to do. We would rather not talk about anything we got planned and just answer your questions all day and make you money. I primarily want to make myself some money, but secondly, I want to make you money. That's what we're here to do. Absolutely.
Speaking of Facebook comments, we already got Greg Malakovich chiming in, calling you a roach, saying nice shirt.
Ooh.
A roach scurries away after a loss. I'm a ride or die Cowboys fan. You should know this by now. Come on now.
He also continues to say Big Ben is a safe drop in his opinion.
Yep. Well, yes, absolutely.
Thank you, Greg.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I want to tell the people who you are because, I'm going to go to you in terms of what your opinion is on the drop. But like I said, the minute you comment in, we're going right to you because you are the lifeblood of A2DRadio.com. We got Brian Daly, Mike Kleinkoff, Doug Pitchford. I'm Rob Povey and Matt Cinsudi on the 1s and 2s. This is our esteemed panel to help you dominate in all things fantasy sports. So out of these options, or maybe even another option, who you dropping maybe to pick up AP?
That's tough.
Who you picking or who you dropping on our team? Right now on my team, I could tell you Terrence West. He's just a random body on my bench right now. So
I'm dropping the man with small wood. I think his name's Wendell.
Wendell, okay.
Yeah, I think that's a safe play to drop. I dropped him midweek last week once I knew he was going to be out of the contest, and I swooped up Eddie Lacy trying to be like sneaky. Maybe he'd take a lion's share of that, and he got what, 13?
3.5.
Yeah, exactly. So
thank you, Eddie.
Whomping 3.5.
Yeah,
so that's all I'll be sending away.
Served me
for
well
AP.
in 2 leagues.
I'm either going with Eddie Lacy or Thomas Rawls. And for some reason, in the one league I'm in, I picked up both. Why? Desperation.
Yeah.
Didn't know who was going to be better. I was just drop whoever did worse. But it looks like I might be dropping both.
Screw it.
Pick them both up. Send them both away.
Yeah.
Do what you
Ship
gotta
them
do.
out. Get them out of here.
You're done. You're fired.
Done.
Get her done. But, yeah, man. So, I mean, out of these options, though, Corey Davis is mine. Like I said, as I was introducing him, I think he will. I know he will be a fabulous wide receiver in this league. Unfortunately, this is not just going to materialize till next season. He's still hampered with the hamstring. Even when he gets back on the gridiron, then he's got to build up that rapport again with Marcus Mariota, assuming he himself
/ Matt Castle.
Right, / Matt Castle, absolutely. So there's a lot of things to be said about this. I think with Corey Davis, I was attracted to him based on his draft status, what he did at the combine. I thought he could be like a sneaky keeper in that league, the higher rollers.
Oh, yeah.
What up? It is a one-keeper league, and I got him in draft keeper position. So I thought even if it was till 18, I'd be okay.
Yeah.
I can't bank on that now. So that's who I'm letting go of. Or actually, I already let go of him already for Jerron Brown, but that didn't work out too well for me either.
Yeah, I mean, Alex Einhorn on Facebook Live is agreeing with you. Corey Davis will be valuable at some point, just not now.
Yeah, right.
Definitely.
Exactly.
I mean, that's why I went Big Ben, though. I mean, it's, same situation. It's, the weapons are only so much. He's got great weapons. He's not a great quarterback anymore.
But that's more the reason why I would probably still kind of hold on to Ben.
I just think it was a Jacksonville factor, man. That secondary is no joke.
I mean, they've proven to themselves that they are top 10, possibly top 5, probably top 5 defense right now.
Now you can run on them, and that was my biggest gripe with the Steelers is you got Lev Bell. What the fuck are you doing?
Only running 15 times.
Right.
So I mean, it's a lot to do with play calling, and I've noticed in the past couple of weeks is that I'm tired of Todd Haley's offense.
Right.
And we saw it in Cincinnati. They fired their offensive coordinator, and their offense has been fabulous since. And, me being a Steelers fan, I think it's almost time to part ways.
Yeah.
So we're dropping Todd Haley.
Well, I'm dropping Todd Haley, yeah. Listen, here's my thing. We have arguably the best wide receiver in the game right now. We have arguably the best running back in the game right now. There's no reason our offense should be putting up 9 points.
Right.
I don't think it's arguable.
With all these weapons, all healthy,
right?
You don't get that too often.
But that's what I'm saying, though. I mean, and that's just Brown and Le'Veon.
Yeah.
So, and then we got Martavius Bryant. You got James Conner backing up Bell, Jesse James the Outlaw, Juju Smith-Schuster. I mean, the names go on. Eli Rogers. I mean, it's a solid offense. There's no reason why they're not putting over 25 points a game.
Now, I noticed you left Martavius off of that. Is that
Slowed
because
him
of
down
the
a
poor
little
play
bit.
a little bit?
Listen, for me with fantasy right now, I think he's my guy I'm dropping.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, I am sticking with the Steelers' offense because it's putrid right now.
Right.
And he's been looking. I mean, he had 8.5 points this week. Not good enough, though.
Right.
But it's just, to me, he's looking more towards Juju.
Yeah. Target-wise, especially in the red zone.
And AB had like 15 targets this week, too. So, I mean.
Right. And what makes him viable as a wide receiver, too, is not only is his red zone looks, but also his green zone looks from the 5-yard end or whatnot. A lot of times wide receivers kind of drop off that grid. Juju doesn't. Martavius does. I think what that results in, a great player. I'll take Martavius Bryant on my team any day of the week on the football field. On my fantasy team, though, you got to beware of those guys that are just hit or miss, where they give you one great week and then 2 bad weeks. How can you rely on that consistency?
Yeah, it's not good. He has like 15 receptions all this season, and only like a couple hundred yards, and the 1 touchdown. So it's tough. That's how he's always been. It was the same thing with Sammy Coates last year too. It was the home run ball.
Right.
And that's basically what Martavius Bryant is good for. I mean, I'm happy as hell he's back with the team, no doubt about it, but that's just the way Martavius Bryant is. He's going to hit value for a 60-yard touchdown.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Right.
So,
well, I think that's a good place to leave the conversation because we do want to get to some fresh or stale while we're on the Facebook Live here. And this is being brought to you by, should be prepared for this kind of stuff, Gibson Mayer LLC, your certified public accountants. Give them a call, schedule an appointment, 215-369-3300. And we'll get to some more drops later on when we're talking the waiver wire. We ain't quite done with this issue yet.
And just real quick before we jump over to that, I got a couple more comments rolling in. Thomas Arnone saying Big Ben should be dropped. Michael Mataraki with just saying Adrian Peterson. I don't remember him being an option, but maybe Mataraki, maybe you're saying go pick him up?
He's excited. He's geeked up that AP might actually be used because Sean Payton ain't doing shit with him right now.
No, he never
Nothing.
fit in
Well,
that
I feel like
offense
week
anyway.
1 had a lot to do with that, with him giving him that stink face.
The
that
cold
was
shoulder.
Oh, not even.
I mean,
That was
Sean
awesome.
Payton's a great coach. Don't get it twisted, but he's just a jerk off, dude. I would never want to work for him. And what's funny is that he probably got that from Bill Parcells when he was an assistant on Dallas, right? And he used to complain about Bill Parcells being like that because, let's face facts, he was.
Yeah.
You know, but again, great coach. So it's like you get in their doghouse, you can't get out.
Yeah.
And then I got Shane Lynch chiming in. Big Ben has lost it. I dropped him this morning.
Peace.
Nice. Yeah.
Peace. Go rape somebody.
There's just better options right now.
You
There's
have
way
no
better
room to
options.
talk.
I do have
No room to talk.
I do. No, we did. No, yeah. My some of my players just, you know, and I don't.
I mean,
just,
you
but
had
they slapped a woman
Greg
around.
Hardy. That's basically gunshot to the face. With his ex, whatever the hell she was.
I'm well aware that our second team name
Yeah.
is the
The
Dallas
cr-
Convicts. I
yeah,
get
the
it.
Dallas-
I get
yeah,
it. Yeah,
exactly.
I get it.
The
But you got to
criminals,
pick.
whatever you want to call them.
Pittsburgh is a fine, upstanding community. You
They
guys
are,
good.
man. They are. You know what? They have one of the best steakhouses. I could tell you that.
Yeah, they do. I'll give you that.
Well, I
What's
tell you
steakhouse?
what-
Wait,
Oh, go ahead.
what steakhouse?
I don't know what it's called.
Okay.
It's been years.
Damn it!
I'm
It's a
hungry.
secret. It's
I
the
want to go get
Pittsburgh-
lunch.
Get
That's the
some
Pittsburgh
margarine.
secret, all right?
Absolutely. Well, speaking of quarterbacks, let's start off fresh or stale for Week 6. Doug, you want to lead it off?
Yeah, I could definitely lead
Go
it
for it,
off.
man.
Yo, Deshaun Watson, beast mode, bro. Got to play him this week against Cleveland. It's just the automatic. Not more importantly, the number 1 quarterback in fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
Like who really?
I'm so happy I picked him up.
So am I.
I wish I did
And-
when I had the
and
chance.
You know what? When I picked him up the 1 week, I was like, I'm going to store him on my bench. I end up dropping him, and now he's gone in that league. So
course.
I was pretty upset
Of
about
course.
that.
How it works,
but
man.
On FanDuel specifically, I can't speak for DraftKings. I got to get an account on DraftKings. And
I
spread
can
it
speak
around.
for you, though.
Yeah. Well, maybe we can compare price because on FanDuel it's $7,900 now, so that price is really starting to catch up. I still think he makes up for a fresh play at that $7,900.
Oh,
But
absolutely.
this might be the last week. He has another weekend. The matchup against Cleveland.
It's
Third most
all
points
day.
to QBs.
Yeah, all day.
It's a great pick.
Deshaun Watson for DraftKings is 6,700. So he's, to me, a great value.
That's equatable though because DraftKings lower salary, so
Yes.
that's right about the same. So
Yeah.
I think you get him, Doug. Your good point where you get him still at a good value this week in a great matchup, and it may not be for too much longer.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. The matchup I'm most intrigued about this weekend is Jameis Winston this week versus Arizona. I think he's my prime matchup this week. Arizona they haven't looked good this year. They do, and more importantly, against premier quarterbacks in this league, Dak Prescott only threw the ball 18 times, 2 touchdowns against them, only 183 yards. But again, that's on 18 attempts.
That's efficiency throwing. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Then you have Week 1 Matt Stafford, 41 throws, but 292 yards, 4 touchdowns. I mean,
Right.
getting it done. More in last week against Carson Wentz, and again, another quality quarterback, over 300 yards passing, 4 touchdowns. I think Jameis Winston with that offense easily can put up 300 yards, 3 touchdowns. Big week for him.
Definitely.
I mean, as a Jameis Winston owner, I've been very disappointed in him this year. So, he's going to be riding my bench for a while until he can prove otherwise. And he had a good matchup against New England last week, and I don't feel like he lived up to it.
He got me 23, which was better than
It's better than what he's been doing, but even still, with the offense that he has, all the weapons, come on.
Yeah,
dude.
but you can't expect New England to stay that putrid on defense for that long. I mean, they do have a lot of talent on that side of the football. They did just get healthy, getting Dante Hightower back, which is a big part of that defense. Hey, look at what they did in the first half of that Kansas City game with Dante Hightower. They kept that Kansas City Chiefs team in check. Second he left that game is the second that defense fell apart.
Right.
Yeah, fair enough.
Definitely fair enough, man. Definitely fair enough. Real quick, I know we'll stick with the QBs, but we got a comment on YouTube. HDog1669 goes, what we were talking about before with the Giants being very deplete wide receivers now. Who are they going to throw the ball to? What are their options?
Evan Ingram or Roger Lewis. It's really all they got left.
No?
Sterling Shepard will be back. I mean,
Yeah, I
his
think Shepard will
injury
be
is a
back.
minor injury. He
Yeah.
should even play this week.
But even so, I mean, you just lost top 3 wide receiver in the league, and
Top
Brandon
20.
Marshall.
Yeah, both
So-
done for the season.
Yeah.
Yeah. I expect another signing or like similar
they
to
have
AP.
to.
They
have
to.
'cause, I mean, this team is depleted.
But
I mean,
yep.
it's week 6, right?
Mhm.
So today's a trade deadline. Am I right, or is that next week?
I
No,
don't
he is
know.
correct.
Yeah.
Week 6 is, I believe, the trade deadline. I believe the deadline.
Maybe they make a move.
They
Maybe they
have
make a
to.
trade.
They
They
have
they
to.
really don't have any choice.
But-
Or do you at 0-5?
I was going to say, but
Right.
let's be real. They are 0-5. I mean, there's even at 11-5, if there's no way they're winning the rest of the season.
Plus, if there was anybody worth having out there, don't you think they'd be a Chicago Bear right now? Like that's how thin it is because they got depleted in their.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the Bears are in a completely different situation, though. They're in complete rebuild mode. This Giants team is still, like, trying to be competitive. They have a defense that's a playoff-caliber defense.
Right.
They just have nothing going on
Yeah,
offense
well,
right now. I mean, Wayne
yeah.
Gallman's starting to look like a guy. You know, we'll get into him a little later. But I look at the Miami Dolphins as the ideal trade partner for that team. If you're trying to make a move right now, you go get Jarvis Landry right now and call it a day.
No.
You know, he's being underutilized. He's a very good player. More importantly, you don't know what Odell Beckham's going to be coming back because you don't know if he just broke the ankle or if he just broke his fibula or if he broke his tibula as well, which is what, you know, talking with my dad while watching the game, that's what he suspected is he broke both bones, which is 18 months.
Yeah, it was what they said. They said it was a fibula fracture, but now they're saying it's a straight broken ankle. So a little confusion there
Yeah.
on the prognosis.
Well, the fibula is one thing. That's fine. Or just a tibula fracture is fine. If you break both bones because the tibula and fibula
of
are
course,
in that
yeah.
part, that's a year and a half.
yeah.
That's,
Now,
that's
do-
possible career ending.
Before I get to my point, because I'm going to argue this with the comment that just came in from Vinny Massington. He says the Giants should tank at this point.
I agree.
Yeah, Benny.
I
Absolutely.
disagree.
Yeah?
All right.
0-5, they could still get back into it. They're not completely out of it.
It'd be difficult. I mean, you look at the history.
I'm
it's
just
very
thinking their
low
division.
percentage, but
I agree, but I mean they're not exactly out of it yet. They could still get a wild card spot. The NFC isn't exactly.
with that defense.
Yeah, with
yeah,
that defense.
No.
I-
I'm totally in a disagreement with you, Brian. There's no way in hell this team at all. They gotta win at least 10 of their next 11 games, which they can't even do one right now.
Hold on. I had to
With no offense, I mean,
I still have to disagree with that, though. Because, I mean, listen, Eli Manning's already done it before. He took a 1-14 team to a Super Bowl and won.
But had a
Like-
better running game, though. They got
that's the
nothing
thing.
for
They have
running. though.
nothing.
Right, but the first 4 games of that year, they had nothing, too. They looked like one of the worst teams in football, and then they got it together. So, I mean, who's to say this 0-5 team can't do the same
better
thing?
than
it's,
Wayne
it's the
Gallman,
same.
though.
It's the same syndrome that Ben has right now. Eli just doesn't look like he has it right now.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know,
he
it's
doesn't
it's
have
the
time.
04 draft quarterbacks right now. We got Rivers who's slacking this year. We got Eli who's slacking. Ben who's slacking. Do I need to go on? I mean, listen.
Well, actually, I'm gonna actually build off of this. Vinny's chiming back in with Eli is done. Time to look for a replacement. They need a running back and a quarterback. Tank time.
I agree. I do
Listen,
agree with that.
right now, I mean, they're tied for San Francisco and the Browns for the first spot. So
Not for long, though, because I'm sorry. My team at least can win 2 games.
they should have. They definitely should have won at least the last 2 weeks.
The last 4 games,
Yeah.
lost by a total of 11 points. I mean, this team is actually a decent football team. They're better than their record shows.
Yeah.
Let me
Agreed.
jump back to the Giants real quick.
Kyle Shanahan.
This idea off a comment from Robert Vincent. Tank and build that O-line.
Yeah.
I agree with that, but you can't take a offensive lineman number 1 overall. It's just not. It's historically
way.
not worked out very well.
But are the Giants going to get the first overall pick?
I would assume so, just because no Odell Beckham, no Brandon Marshall. Like, you know, I as much as I think Eli can still rally this team and at least make them make a playoff push. Reality says they're going 0-16 and they're going to get the number 1 pick.
Which would be good if you're purposefully tanking, right? But can you do that with some of the aging players on this team and expect to remain competitive like now? Because I think it'll have to go from this to straight rebuild.
Well, I think that's going to
Straight
also
rebuild.
it's going to
Really?
Yeah,
kill the mojo in the locker room
minus
too.
Shepard and Odell are still younger pups,
Oh,
but
yeah.
other than that, yeah,
It's going to kill the mojo in the locker room. You got veterans in there that want to win, and you go into straight tank mode. These guys they're going to want out. I mean, granted, it might not
for
be
basketball.
granted
football.
it might be like a year or 2, but I mean, even still, there's
That-
those guys are going to want out, and then you're going to have to start rebuilding all over again?
Truth be told.
I don't know. I think that defense has enough young pieces. I mean, I like what B.J. Goodson looks like as a middle linebacker. I like what Landon Collins is in the secondary. He's a great all-pro safety. It's not like this team is losing that many guys to free agency next season after this season. Most of that defense is intact for at least another year. Add the number 1 pick. I mean, you can do a lot with the number 1 pick. You can go get the kid from Penn State, Shaquan Barkley. You can go get one of these quarterbacks and groom Eli's replacement, and then take the number 1 pick in every other round and draft offensive linemen because your shit sucks. Like you know what I mean? There's a myriad of things you can do here. Plus, you have salary cap space. I mean, they could turn around and sign a couple offensive linemen to improve there, and then just draft to build depth. Like tanking in this spot with the team they have and how it's constructed, actually, it could jumpstart this franchise to be a Super Bowl contender next year. So this is not necessarily a bad thing just to go all-out tank right now.
Think that quickly?
Look, they're that talented already. We're surprised they're 0-5.
Defense, yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. You don't need defense. Your defense is fine.
Yeah.
You're not losing much. Offense, you could build an offense in an offseason.
This is true. I got Tommy Arnone chiming in again. Giants should definitely tank. And then he goes on to say, Hinkie.
That's his boy.
It is. I mean, it ain't worked for the Sixers yet, but,
Robert Vincent chiming in again. They don't have to tank on purpose, though they're already heading there.
Yeah, they would be the first team that tanks, and they were trying to win.
And Tom agrees. They should draft O-line. They need O-line.
Yeah, but I don't know if I could waste that with that early of a pick.
Shaquan, you have to take
if they were like a mid-20th pick, I would say, yeah, go ahead and draft O-line. But at that point, you're taking best available on the board, and I can tell you now it's not going to be an offensive lineman.
Truth.
No big uglies there.
No, sir.
We got him covered for right now.
Tom just goes on to say, trust in Doug.
Trust in Doug. That's right. Hashtag it right now. Let's wrap up quarterbacks before we have to sign off on Facebook Live. Now, Doug, you had given Deshaun Watson. You had given your second option was?
My second option was Jameis Winston.
Jameis Winston, absolutely. Mikey?
Yeah, I'm total agreement. Deshaun Watson definitely against Cleveland. 6,700 as well for DraftKings we talked about. I like Captain Kirk this week against your San Francisco 49ers.
It's a good pick.
They're one of the worst against quarterbacks this year, and he's only $100 more than Deshaun Watson. So take your pick. Which team do you want to go up against? I'm going more. I'll go more with Kirk this week. I just,
it's a good
coming
matchup.
off a bye too.
Yeah, little rest. Hopefully Jordan Reed plays this game. And definitely, if Jordan Reed plays, I'm going all out Kirk. If Reed's not playing, switch it over to Watsy.
Nah, we'll talk. I disagree a little bit there. We'll talk about that in the tight end section. Brian, who's your fresh quarterbacks?
My fresher is on total agreement to Deshaun Watson. He needs to start. You need to start him at this point, and you continue to start Alex Smith. He's just showing that he's got it.
It's not a good matchup this week for Alex Smith, but I think it doesn't matter with the
right now. No, right now, no. He had a fairly bad matchup last week, and he put up some good numbers.
I checked out the rankings this morning. They had him 4-5.
Yeah.
I was like, I told you. Whoever that dude was at my draft, I told you Alex Smith. Drink the Kool-Aid.
Yeah,
Please, it's delicious.
I think.
You may not wake up. No.
I'm sorry. I have to read off this comment real quick from Brian Wilson before we get to a couple more.
Sure.
He says, "Yo, Doug, two kinds of people wear sunglasses inside: blind people and assholes."
Damn.
Well, I'm a little bit of column A. I'm definitely column B. So.
And then we got Robert Vincent chiming in. He's got a couple here I'm going to read off. So trade back, pick up more picks, and get that O-line for the Giants. And he also agrees Smith is no longer a game manager.
Yeah. Thank you. Appreciate that. I'm right like once every 4 shows.
Wilson goes on to say Alex Smith is killing it.
Yeah, buddy.
I mean, he's still a game manager, though. I don't understand. I don't understand how game managers can't be amazing quarterbacks. I mean, no offense to one of your all-time great quarterbacks, but Troy Aikman was a game manager. Yeah. He wasn't an all-pro elite thrower of the football. He was a game manager.
But I think you got to be able to throw it downfield with efficiency and accuracy, and if you can do that, you can stand above the typical game manager, because look, Russell Wilson is a game manager.
Absolutely.
Right? And a lot of people want to say Dak Prescott is like the black Alex Smith. I think he's just a dark, or actually about the same color shade. I see a lot of similarities in Russell Wilson. Both game managers, but can you throw it efficiently, accurately down the field? That's what makes you stand out. And Alex Smith had not been doing that up until this year. It goes to show that maybe some of his weapons were limiting his capabilities, or he's got a little fire on his ass from Patrick Mahomes.
It could be a little bit of both.
I think it's the fire.
Yeah,
He's full year with Tyreek Hill now.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Absolutely.
You can overthrow him. He'll catch it.
Yeah.
He'll catch up to it.
Yeah, no doubt about
You
it.
can't overthrow him. That's awesome.
Exactly.
I've heard a lot of fresh quarterbacks, but none are fresher than this one. I looked into this one a little bit here. Jacoby Brissett at Tennessee.
Yeah, I had him too.
Second most points to QBs Tennessee's allowing, only 6,800 on FanDuel. I think him and T.Y. are going to be magic again. Now, Luck does have the possibility because they were targeting week 6, but I don't think it's going to happen.
He's actually already been ruled out. They did that last night. Yeah, last night they had already ruled Andrew Luck out for this week.
That's what I get for passing out at 9:30.
Yeah.
Old.
Yeah, trust me, I woke up after nodding off. It's all good.
Right. Well, so then Brissett's a lock then. Also, Carson Palmer versus Tampa Bay. And the other side, if Jameis Winston's having a good game, it's a pure volume play. Nobody throws it more than Carson Palmer in this league right now. Look up the numbers. I'll get into it, but I'm almost getting the wrap-up sign here. And Tampa Bay's giving up the 5th most points to QBs. Carson Palmer, 7,100, a little bit more, 300 more than Brissett. But I'm going to play a little bit of Brissett, and I'm going to play a little bit of Palmer and try to double up my cash earnings from this weekend. Now, stale quarterbacks. Very quickly before we hit the break, I'm going to just jump right into mine. I'm sorry, Philly, and I know
Yeah, buddy.
and I know Carson Wentz is the next coming of Christ, pending the confirmation of Philly Jesus on that one. But it's a tough matchup. Carolina's tough on QBs. Now, they're giving up the 10th least points, so they're not like in the upper epsilon, but they get after that quarterback. And under pressure, Carson can get a little sloppy with the ball. It's hard to sit after that monstrous performance. I'll give you that if in your league. But like I said, the Carolina D's legit. They're on the road, not at home, and the price on FanDuel is a little too high, so I'm avoiding them in DFS. If you have him in a league, you may have to play him, but if you have another option, I might look at that other option. If that other option's Jared Goff, then you're fucked. Because Jared Goff at Jacksonville, we just saw what they did against Pittsburgh. They're giving up the least points to QBs. Enough said, really.
We've never fared well against Jacksonville anyway. I remember the last time we played them was like 13-9 or something stupid like that. But yeah, I'm also in agreement. Definitely Carson Wentz. Yeah, I know you guys are praising Alex Smith against my boys, but I don't know why. I just don't like him.
It's a tough matchup.
It is a tough. With the pass game because that's where the Steelers have been so much better this year, and it's so weird because we were always good at the run defense.
Right.
And obviously 90 yards from Fournette in the last 2 minutes of the game showed that our run defense is horrible.
Right.
But I don't like them. This week at all. I mean, on DraftKings they rank 3rd. Best against the quarterback. So.
Shazier's been beasting it.
Shazier is a beast. When he's healthy and on the field, he's arguably a top 5 linebacker.
He's
phenomenal.
I don't think it matters to this Chiefs team, though, man. They're straight out Super Bowl team for me. If you were ending the season right now, a lot to go. I got it. You can address your comments to him. All right?
That's fine. You can address those comments to me because he's right. They are a Super Bowl team. I'll say it right now. I don't care.
Yeah.
Bring it.
Without a doubt, they are.
Yeah, but yeah.
But you know what, though? They're lucky enough that their offense can score a lot of points because their defense has also let up a lot of points,
their defense is putrid.
But, I mean, that's what we saw with, who was it, Carolina, right? Or the team, who was it? No, it was Denver in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
They scored so many points, and then their defense just shit the bed.
Yeah.
So
you let the foot off the gas, man. Right off the pedal. Brian, who's your stale quarterbacks?
I mean, obviously one, and the struggle is real for him is Big Ben.
Yeah.
And then the other one, I'm actually going with E.J. Manuel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that. I also am sitting Big Ben this week. I want no parts of that till he proves he can actually play again. And I'm sitting Drew Brees this week, too, for that matter. Detroit's no joke. I mean, granted, Carolina just ate him up. Cam got 355 and 3 touchdowns on him. But Detroit doesn't play mobile quarterbacks well. In statute quarterbacks this season, they haven't allowed a passer over 294 yards. And they haven't allowed more than 2 touchdowns in a single game, and no quarterback in ESPN formats had scored more than 17 fantasy points.
Yeah.
So I'm not touching Drew Brees because I'm sorry, he moves, but he's a stiff.
I have one quick question.
What up?
Robert Vincent commenting in. It's a good question.
Nice.
Is Carson Wentz the ginger Jesus, or is Jesus the brunette Carson Wentz?
That's kudos, sir.
Neither. No.
It's like what came first, the chicken or the egg? There's no answer.
Exactly, especially in Philadelphia. Like, I don't think it really matters.
That was fantastic. Yeah, that was bomb. Yeah.
Hey, if you're digging what you're hearing on Facebook Live, we're about to wrap up on Facebook Live. We're going to head over to the YouTubes. You can still chat with your questions. We'll get to them right away, your comments. So much more to go. We're going to go through our fresh or stale running backs, wide receivers, tight ends, defense, kickers. We'll go around the waiver wire, some ads, some drops, who you're dropping for those guys. And then we're going to segue at the end because fantasy basketball season right around the corner will get you prepped to dominate. This is Fantasy Dominance Now, sponsored by the Soap Stash, the new soap standard. And they remind you to treat your skin with the best nutrients and feel clean, brother, with the only soap you'll ever need. They use the highest grade carrier oils, which are ingrained in all of their products, which are 100% natural. Contact Soap Stash today for your sample package and give your woman what she deserves. 844-890-3197. Their website is soapstash.com, and you can find them on Facebook, Soapstash LLC. This is Fantasy Dominance Now, only on A2DRadio.com.
Testify!
Welcome in to the worldwide leader of what? Real talk, A2DRadio.com.
A2DRadio.com is proudly sponsored by Gibson Mayer LLC Certified Public Accountants. Gibson Mayer, located in Yardley, PA, is a leading accounting and business consulting firm with a proven track record of handling critical issues with expertise across many different industries, including construction, distribution, hospitality, manufacturing, real estate, service trades, merchandising, professional services, and professional athletes. Give them a call at 215-369-3300. That's 215-369-3300. Your initial consultation is always free, and if you tell them that Tom and Mike from AM and the PM sent you, you'll receive 15% off all income tax services completed by February 15th. That's Gibson Mayer LLC Certified Public Accountants, 215-369-3300, or visit them on the web at www.gibsonmayer.com. That's gibsonmayer.com.
Fellas, you ever come in from that baseball or football game and your woman won't come near you because you stink beyond belief? Then you need Soap Stash. You should never settle for a generic hygiene product that only covers up the stench. Treat your skin with the best nutrients. Feel clean with the only soap you'll need. The highest grade carrier oils are ingrained in all of their products, which are 100% natural and terrific for your skin. No sulfates, parabens, or phthalates, and synthetic fragrance free. Contact Soap Stash for your sample package and give your woman what she deserves. You can contact Soap Stash at 844-890-3197 or visit them on the web at soapstash.com or Facebook at Soapstash LLC. Once again, their number is 844-890-3197. Soap Stash, the new soap standard. A2DRadio.com is sponsored by the Sports Outlet for all your sporting needs. Located 703 Black Horse Pike in Glendora, New Jersey. Give them a call at 856-939-2030 or email them at sportsoutletnj@comcast.net or visit them on the web at www.sportsoutletinc.com for all your sporting needs. The Sports Outlet.
get your skills in shape? Then contact the Scanzano Sports Center, located at 5 Carnegie Plaza in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. You can give them a call at 856-889-3434 or visit them on the web at www.scanzanosports.com. John Scanzano offers individual, semi-private, and team training lessons in hitting, pitching, catching, outfield, along with turf rentals. The Scanzano Sports Center is equipped with a 31,000 square foot indoor facility, 4 batting cages, and a 4,000 square foot strengthening and conditioning room. So what are you waiting for? Contact the Scanzano Sports Center today.
You're listening to Fantasy Dominance Now, only on A2D.
And welcome back to today's Fantasy Dominance Now, only on A2DRadio.com. He's Brian Daly. He's Mike Kleinkopf. Yes, I know your name. Doug Pitchford.
Woohoo! Free building.
Rob Povia. Matt Tsutsuti on the ones and twos so you can hear all the Fantasy Dominance. And if you're liking what you're hearing, well, like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. You search A2DRadio.com. If you got fantasy questions, hit us up with the hashtag AskFDN or in our YouTube chat. Make sure you hashtag AskFDN. Never gave her Twitter handles. Doug, where you at?
I think I'm still at StatMagnet85. Hit me up. I'll find out.
And Mikey, you're at?
Mike_Kleinkopf.
And Brian, you're at?
I'm pretty sure I'm still Brian_A2D Radio.
I disabled my Twitter account yesterday, so don't hit me up.
Damn.
Smack, 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 smack.
But we're all under this A2DRadio.com. Just hashtag it AskFDN. And we're right in the middle of our Fresh or Stale for Week 6 in the NFL, moving on to running backs. And this is being brought to you by the Sports Outlet. For all your sporting needs, give them a call, 856-939-2030. Look them up online, sportsoutletinc.com.
Just to recap, as we opened the show, Adrian Peterson traded to the Arizona Cardinals from the New Orleans Saints for a conditional draft pick. So good job, AP. And if all you guys, AP owners out there that stuck with him, good job. You've just been rewarded with a starting running back spot.
Congratulations.
I can't remember if I held on to him or not. I think he might be available in one of my leagues.
I know he's available in our league.
Not anymore. League. I'm not. Wait, where am I on the waiver claim?
I don't know.
Why might be able to get. I'm gonna. You know
I
what?
know I can't because I'm 5-0.
Damn.
Because the champ is here. The champ is here.
It's all right. I'm making my way up. I'm 2-3. Let's go. Making my way up. Start the climb.
Who's the champ?
The champ is here.
Oh yeah, of that league. I'm still thinking about my back-to-back championships in baseball. So.
Oh, you know what? Hey, I already won 2 in that league, so I'm just going to brush my shoulder.
I'll get there.
Brush that dirt off my shoulder, and I've made playoffs every year I've been in that league. So
don't brush the shoulders off.
So I'm just going to enjoy myself down in the basement.
David Rosca chiming in. My Rams suck. Seattle, they suck them. My Rams suck. I guess compared to Seattle.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, like, granted, hey, my team sucks too, but your Rams are better than my team, so meh.
Maybe he's saying that's his NFC pick because we were pretty high on the Chiefs on the other side. You know what I mean? Could you see it being Seattle, Kansas City? Because, I mean, who's really impressing you in the NFC?
That's
maybe outside the Eagles.
That Seattle defense still. I have too many questions about the Eagles. I think the Eagles have had a couple of lucky almost fluky wins in there. Like, they easily could be, 2-3 instead of 4-1. So
yeah, that's true.
I'm not sold yet. I mean, listen, I love Carson Wentz. You guys are well aware how big I am on Carson Wentz. I think this kid's a fantastic player. I think he's going to be an elite level quarterback. I've said that from day one. But the team's not there yet. The defense is putrid, and that's going to come back to bite them a lot sooner than later, especially once you get down to a lot of these division games, when you see Dallas again, when you see Washington again.
I see one of my receivers in my league or in DFS play that's going up against Jalen Mills. I'm playing him. You know what I mean? It's just it is something to pick apart. So
yeah,
I'd like to argue with you, but I won't on this issue.
Real quick, we got some beef on the Twitter sphere, man.
What's
Le'Veon Bell calling out Ryan Clark.
Oh yeah,
I think it's pretty funny actually.
Oh, yeah?
I mean, I love both of the guys too, and he comments back after Le'Veon goes, "Where's Ike Taylor when you need him?"
Oh man.
Shots fired.
Smack. Well, I mean, hey, Ryan Clark shouldn't be opening his. I mean, he retired, but I mean, why are you running? Why are you coming after AB though?
Yeah, he said it's just sad to see a player who's played football to go full media mode.
Damn.
Well, speaking
Oh
of running backs, Mikey, who you starting? Who's your fresh running backs this
I could
week?
tell you the guy I just talked about, I'm not starting now.
Ooh.
I actually have him sitting, but
Sneaky,
to go with the other
sneaky.
running back in that game, I am starting Kareem Hunt against my Pittsburgh Steelers, without a doubt.
Yeah, giving up the third most
And
points.
and I will pay the 8,200 on DraftKings as well.
He's up to 93 on FanDuel, too. Yeah. You're paying up for him.
I'll pay it.
I mean, how can you? Dude's put up, 4 out of 5 100-yard rushing games, and I think about 775 total scrimmage yards. Wow.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I didn't think it was going to climb that fast, though.
Yeah.
But he's number 1 running back in fantasy.
It's true.
Yeah. Could be. I think a guy that's pushing up for number 1 running back in fantasy, maybe even rookie of the year as well, is Leonard Fournette. Did you see that 90-yard touchdown run? I know he did. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I forgot who they were playing. I wouldn't have even been that jovial.
Bro, it reminds me of last year when we were trying to, slow down the pace of the Cowboys and Zeke just game over. I'm like, all right.
Hold on.
Just stab us more.
Fournette this weekend's going against the Los Angeles Rams, who are giving up the most points to opposing running backs. Like I said, he's 8,600 on FanDuel, but it's worth it. I mean, it's absolutely worth it. He's a fine play.
Could you actually look this up for me, my play this week? Because he stole somebody. He stole DRC's soul last week. Did you see that stiff arm that he put on that man? He just absolutely – he stole the life force from that man.
Like Juju in his touchdown.
Melvin Gordon, you have to – come on, man. He literally – oh, my God. That was insane what
That
he
was
did.
a grown man stiff arm.
Yeah,
It really
buddy.
was. I haven't seen one of those since Peterson mushed a dude, and he literally just mushed him and ran over him while he did it.
Well, James White got somebody in week 1 on the Chiefs. I think it was Justin Houston, and then Austin Hooper did it earlier this year too. I like to see the stiff arms coming back, but
it is.
That was a stiff arm.
Nah, but Melvin Gordon, granted, it's not a great matchup against Oakland. I mean, Oakland is like the 15th ranked defense against the run. But they have allowed over 100 yards rushing in each of the last 3 weeks to opposing running backs. More importantly, though, pass-catching running backs crush the Oakland Raiders. And guess what Melvin Gordon is? A 3-down back.
Yes, he is.
So guess what Melvin Gordon going to do? He's going to kill him in the passing game.
And he put the knee issues behind him in that game, playing such a physical style. You know that knee should be structurally sound. So I like to play despite the matchup, too.
Yeah,
I do.
Yeah.
I'm going to sprinkle in one more real quick. I also like Lamar Miller this week for the exact same reasons. Cleveland's actually the 7th best run defense in the National Football League. They've got always in terms of fantasy points to running backs. But they get killed by running backs that catch the football. Lamar Miller's going to get enough of those targets out of the backfield. He's going to put up another solid game. It's super sneaky, especially in DFS plays.
Yeah, Melvin Gordon 7,800 on DraftKings, and Lamar Miller great value play at 5,400. So
thank you.
I'm just not high on Lamar Miller anymore. I think it's only a matter of days before Deontay Foreman comes in.
Well, that was going to be my question. That was going to be my question. Lamar Miller owner, should they be worried at this point about Foreman coming? Because apparently he's coming. He's coming for that job.
He's had at least 15 carries in 4 of the 5 games, and in the 5th game was only 14. So, I mean, he's still got more than a lion's share of the work.
And he sees the pass catching, you know what I mean? Not to say that Foreman isn't proficient in that area, but I think Lamar Miller, obviously, with the year's experience.
Yeah, he's just an every down back. He can catch the ball, he can run the ball. I mean, granted, yes, Foreman's a more talented player.
But Lamar Miller's a bum.
He is a
He's
bum.
He's a bum rock. He's a bum. Hey, it's better than my third fresh play. So,
Who was your third fresh play?
I'm going out on a limb on this one, but I'm going Elijah McGuire.
High five.
New England.
He's my third too.
Oh, is that right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, New England is giving up the second most points to opposing running backs, but this is going to level itself out a little bit now that Hightower's back to 100% and playing on that defense. It's just still a great matchup for the FanDuel price. You want to talk value, 5,700. Now, if Bilal Powell is healthy, I say you sub him right in there. You know, you keep that open spot or whatever. Because Bilal Powell, 6,200. It's only 500 more, so you could still wiggle around your salary there. But Bilal Powell, he's already questionable already this week. Forte is always questionable forever.
His whole career.
Yeah.
I think
His career's over.
Elijah, since keeping with the religious theme of the show, and Carson Christ over here, young Elijah will have a 90-yard scamper for a touchdown. Yes.
Why's it got to be 90 yards?
Okay, 92.
Thank you.
Just
No, but he's 4,600 McGuire on DraftKings. So
Ooh, that's a sneaky right there.
Yeah.
That was just a flash of broken brilliance. That's all that was.
yeah, and Powell's 6. So
Doug Flinch, he's like,
I'm gonna sneak in here one more time. I'm gonna go with another fresh running back. I like C.J. Anderson this week against the Giants. Lower value compared to Kareem Hunt, obviously, which was my first pick at 6,600. But the Giants' rush defense has not been the Giants' rush defense, and plus the fact that their offense sucks, their defense is going to be out there more, which means they're going to be more tired, and they're going to run it down their throats.
You know, fantasy points-wise, I did see the same today. But if you look at their ranking on Pro Football Focus and their DVOA is still top 10. You know what I mean? So I don't think it's a lock, but it's not a bad play.
He's going to hit value.
I mean, my only
That's all you want, right?
My only issue with C.J. Anderson, and it's not a bad play, is same situation with Lamar Miller. Jamal Charles, who's running the ball pretty well right behind him. How many snaps is he going to get?
He's too old. He's fragile.
That's
He'll
the-
break.
I mean, he's definitely fragile, but he's showing signs of his old self in Denver right now.
Similar situation, but then you look at the two backups, one young pup, one older pup. He can only take so many targets away or so many touches away from CJ. That's the only thing. But the logic is still there because, man, I've been looking at Jamal Charles. I've had him on my watch list since week 1, yo.
He's been on mine, and I haven't pulled the trigger on him yet because I haven't really been completely sold on him.
Right.
Especially with Devontae Booker coming back now.
Right.
He's back in the lineup. He's back in the fold. So there's a lot of there's a lot of variables in that running back committee.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Any more fresh running backs that you got?
I got DeMarco Murray against Indy. I think that's going to be a really good play for him. He's had a rough couple weeks, but DeMarco, he's too good of a running back to go 3 weeks in a row. I mean, it's a very piss poor Indy running defense.
He took back control of that number 1. All you guys, and I was one of them that was hyping Derrick Henry. He was like, no, let me bitch slap him back to his place because he is the workhorse. He is the number 1 on this team. There's no
And
no
he's
doubt.
He's another one. He's another 3-down back. He can catch the ball. He can run the ball. He can punt the ball. He can kick field goals. He does it all.
Does it all.
Does it all.
Swiss Army knife.
Now, all that being said, you do need to feed Henry a little bit, though. So, I mean, touches-wise. But it's so hard to get that one sole guy. There's so few of them anymore.
Really are.
So, definitely.
I mean, do you play both running backs in that Jacksonville Rams game? Both run defense is pretty putrid. Both secondaries very good.
Yeah, I think you do.
Possibly.
Yeah.
I think you do. Nah.
But that's what I thought, with playing Eddie Lacy also, and what did he do?
Yeah.
Shit the bed.
Well, he's Eddie Lacy. We're talking about Fournette and Gurley.
Oh, definitely. I mean, I would definitely play both of them.
I don't know if I would play Gurley. I mean,
I'm playing Gurley.
The only thing that's really saving Gurley's fantasy value right now are the touchdowns that he's getting. Fournette, he's at least getting the yards too.
He's getting a lot of catches out of the backfield, though. He's catching a lot of footballs for a lot of passes.
But he's one of those guys that who else is touching the ball? Other than
For
Gurley?
Jacksonville, yeah.
Chris Ivory, who did have 45 yards rushing.
No, Gurley.
Gurley's got nobody.
Nobody.
I can't even tell you.
Yeah.
Oh,
they have a
the running back committee. No.
Yeah.
No, I mean, that's your upside to Gurley.
Yeah.
And he's another 3-down back, but then there's nobody behind them.
Maybe we're identifying the difference between league play and DFS play because I play Todd Gurley every week. DFS, but maybe depending on the matchup with Gurley, in league play.
I mean, Leonard Fournette is another guy. He's not coming out of a lineup.
Yeah.
Todd Gurley probably not coming out of a lineup
Right.
unless he's hurt or there's a bye week.
Yeah.
And even a bye week, you might have to keep him in there.
Truth.
I mean, Fournette scored in every game he's played. Every single one.
Well, that's why you definitely start Fournette.
Yeah. It always pays the score.
Always.
Does.
And then you put up some touchdowns on the football field too.
Hey, I see what you did there.
Hey.
All right, so we've been hyping some guys. Who guys are we not hyping? Who are we staying away from this week?
Latavius Murray. He's one for damn sure. I mean, right now, Jared McKinnon's he's the option in Minnesota. He's the best option they got.
Yeah.
I'm so mad about that right now.
Here's why I said Le'Veon
I even
Bell.
said I mean even sorry Mike.
No,
even
go
at the
ahead.
beginning of the year, Latavius Murray. I was saying stay away from Latavius Murray. Stay away from Latavius Murray.
Yeah,
He's not what he was.
He's still got that ankle thing going on, too. He had serious surgery on the ankle, and he still said it's still sore.
Yeah.
That's why you saw so much McKinnon last night.
I mean, even before that, even before he left Oakland, like all he was, he's a touchdown guy.
Yeah.
He's boom or bust.
Derek McKinnon looked good last night.
Yeah,
He
He
did.
caught a
He
really
did.
nice,
Did
nice.
good.
What was it? 58-yard pass for a touchdown.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. He might be on our ad list later. Wink, hint, hint, wink, wink.
Hint, hint.
But like I was saying, Le'Veon
Bell,
Bell.
yeah.
Here's why I'm saying not play him this week.
I agree.
He's 9,600 on DraftKings,
Ooh.
which is 1,400 more than Kareem Hunt, which is absolutely ridiculous.
Why so much? Such a good defense.
I don't know. I don't know why he's even that high. He shouldn't be the highest paid or the highest running back in the league right now for fantasy.
He's less than FanDuel.
Really?
That
Yeah,
DraftKings is off.
Yeah,
That's off.
Yeah.
Because he's 9,000 on FanDuel. I'm
That's still
give
too
you some
much.
comparison.
Yeah,
that is
see.
still too much, right?
Number one.
And Hunt's number one at 9,300 on FanDuel.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's at 9,600 right now. There's my reasoning for not playing him. Of course, you're not taking him out of your fantasy league lineups.
I would this week, though.
That's what you said about Drew Brees, and he threw 4 touchdowns.
Hey, man, you can't get them all right. You can't get them all right.
You just can't. It's so hard to, when is he going to break through? And this is one of those games that this is going to be a bloodbath game. I can tell you that now.
Oh yeah.
They're still salty as hell from last year. I would be salty as hell too. But I could just see this game. It can be a high scoring game, but if we're going daily fantasy and we're looking at value, I'm not playing him strictly because of the value. I don't think he could reach that.
No.
But I'm not taking him out of my season-long lineups.
If you have better options, you definitely take them out of your season lineups. Just saying. But no, I'm not playing.
There is no better options, though. I mean, what would be your better option of taking Le'Veon Bell out of your lineup?
If you have a Lamar Miller or C.J. Anderson, I'm playing one of them.
I'm sorry. You can't take Le'Veon Bell out of your lineup no matter how bad he's playing.
But but those are strategies. And teach their own strategies. I have the strategy of I'll play matchups.
Yeah, and that's what I thought
I'll
about
sit
DeMarco
stars.
Murray the one week that I did sit him, and he freaking put up 25 points.
And that would be like the luck of most people, like
Yeah.
myself. If I had Le'Veon Bell and I sat him, he would go off for a 35, 40-point game.
Yeah, maybe I should just sit all my. Maybe I should sit AB this week. Even though he's been going off, it doesn't matter. He still gets his targets and everything, even if we have a piss poor game.
Yeah, he still gets
Right.
75 targets a game.
Yeah, but you're never sitting Antonio Brown just because he gets 15 targets a game. Like you're
No,
never,
because he's still going to get the targets. He's still going to get the catches. He's still going to
Right.
get the yards.
right. Le'Veon Bell's been a little.
Yeah, he's been shaky.
He's definitely
without
been
a doubt.
shaky. I mean, I agree, but Le'Veon Bell is arguably one of the best running backs in the game. You don't take him out of your lineup.
Listen, man, he's only gotten 2 games over 15 points. You can take him out of your lineup. Just saying.
All right.
If the
Now-
matchup dictates it.
Now might not be the time, though, man, because I've seen this regression early on, and let us not forget that he didn't have a camp.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? This past month, the month of September, has been his camp. So it's time to buy low.
But
If you
but
can,
that's
if
the
even
thing,
possible.
though. Listen, what has Le'Veon Bell never what has he done all his whole career? He's missed the first couple, games of the year, preseason, whatever.
Right.
So there was his preseason right there.
Yeah.
And now he's going to turn on the burners now.
I agree with you. It doesn't start this week. Kansas City is too good on that side of the football. Like I just don't see. I'm not playing him. Not touching him. Another guy I'm not touching either is Carlos Hyde this week.
Yeah.
Washington's a very stout run defense. Carlos Hyde. Coming off a very poor performance last week, I just see it rinse and repeat this week.
He's got that hip issue, which is making Matt Breida all that more valuable on my bench.
Yeah, buddy.
But I won't be starting either. Well, I'll probably have to start Hyde in that league because that's not my league of record.
Yeah, of course he's there. You
Well,
just
that's
give me
good
you just give me an idea, and I can't even do it because this player is on a team that the guy doesn't even pay attention to.
I hate those motherfuckers. Why are you even in a league if you're not going to use your damn team? The hell? What's the matter with you?
I'm gonna go cry in the corner.
Yeah.
You should.
I'm going to throw up a guy here that I won't be playing in DFS or league play this weekend, and that's Jonathan Stewart versus Philly. You know, Philly has had a great run defense, giving up the 6 least points to opposing running backs, and C-Mac's seeing a lot of touches, man. You know, even in a tough matchup last week, still looked good. His versatility, runs the best routes of any running back in the league, and probably a lot better than most of the wide receivers in this league. So, you know, Jay Stu is starting to fade out of favor there in Carolina. A very hot waiver wire pickup last week that continues. You know, I had a dominant game against my boys, Aaron Jones, but I'm not going near him at Minnesota. He's given up the least points to opposing running backs. You saw how staunch they were last night on Monday Night Football. I would still, if he's still available in your league, I would still swoop him up even this week, you know, but don't start him. You know, and chase those points in DFS. That's the big thing. I don't want to chase points, right? If Taimani plays, he makes an all right play in a pass-catching role in that matchup, because I noticed that's how the the Bears were successful, throwing the ball a little bit to Howard, a little bit to Cohen. But either way, though, I'm not going near Aaron Jones.
I could see that. I can dig it. I mean, I like Aaron Jones a lot, though. I think I would even play him this week in a flex spot or something. You know, if you're on DraftKings, and you know, I would put him in the flex in that.
Yeah, flex on DraftKings, I could be okay with that, but I'd rather be going against the guy that's playing him in the flex. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I like I said, I like Aaron Jones. He's got great hands for a big dude. He's got great hands.
I'm just hating.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I wrote down Ty Montgomery just in case he does play. I'm not playing him. You know, Minnesota's rush defense is just too stout to, you know, get that run game going.
Truth.
Then again, it is Aaron Rodgers' offense. He's a bad man.
Yeah, he is.
He's getting it rolling too, boy.
Yeah, he is.
I'm actually sitting Philly's running game entirely against Carolina. I'm not sold.
Ooh, Vespi chime in, and he goes, I should not have won my fantasy matchup and my suicide pool. I won by 0.2 points, and the Vikings saved my ass. No, Mitch Trubisky throwing that interception, doing his best Tony Romo impersonation, saved your ass. Cost me a win, too. Not that I was playing Trubisky, but if that game goes to overtime, I was 6 points down. I guarantee you I get those 6 points because I had Thielen, I had Rudolph, and I had Howard going in that game. And this was a marquee matchup. Points, this is always food for thought, but this was high for this league. It was 150. Yeah, I think it was 156 to 150. So I would beat everybody else in the league.
Except for the one person that you're playing. That happens to me every freaking week. And everything. In our baseball league this year, I would have the second highest points, except for the guy that I'm playing.
Right.
It happened all year to me, and it's been happening to me in fantasy football also.
This question just came in, said that they're planning on dropping Zay Jones. Yeah, I think that's safe to say. He has no hands whatsoever, and he's looking for an acquisition. I don't trust Newton as my starting QB. Should I invest in Simeon or Flacco? So 2 questions there. Who could he add for wide receiver for Zay Jones? And should he invest in Simeon or Flacco over Cam Newton?
I don't know. Cam Newton's looking like the last couple of weeks. He's looking like the MVP Cam Newton that we saw. So I would, if you are going to go with the other 2 quarterbacks, I would go Simeon, without a doubt.
I think he's just looking for another option. Maybe. Yeah. I don't think he's going to drop Newton.
There's no way. I would definitely trust in Cam Newton right now. But if you're going to go with any of the 2, I would stay away from Flacco a little bit. He had a pretty solid game last week, but
that's chasing points.
Yeah,
that's bad fundamentally. That back is not sound.
Yeah.
Not at all.
None.
Yeah, I trust Denver's offense more than I do Baltimore's.
Definitely. Wide receiver wise, you know, a target of Cam's I doubt Tevin Funches is available in your league.
I said it 2-3 weeks ago.
Yeah, that's when people swooped him up due to this man's advice, but he's one of my fresh wide receivers this week versus Philly. Second most points the wide receivers are allowing, and he's really building up that strong rapport with Cam Newton. He's only 6,700 on FanDuel, but does have knee issues, so putting him on the injury report. So you got to monitor his practice status in terms of if you're already an owner. But I could swoop up a guy like that. A guy that's definitely going to be available that you can grab is right on your team, Frank, Nelson Aguilar. He's just a solid play week in and week out with Carson Christ. So I can get that rolling, huh?
that was well played.
Yeah, big time. My top fresh play, though, this week is Larry Fitz versus Tampa Bay. It makes for a nice stack because I advise Palmer, in DFS or if you happen to have those two gentlemen on your team already, that's a great stack. Tampa Bay gives up mad points to wide receivers, the most, and only 6,600 on FanDuel, which makes Larry Fitzgerald really add to his legend. I don't know if you guys caught this weekend, but his 6 catches in the game made 200 straight games with a reception. That's from 2004 to present, which makes him third all time between your boy Jerry Rice, 274.
That record's never breaking.
Nah. I mean, 200 is amazing, let alone 74 more. Tony Gonzalez, he could probably catch up to at 211. I can see that, but that just goes to show how big Tony G was as a receiver, and he's tight end in this record book, no doubt why he belongs in the Hall of Fame. But just think about that, guys. 14 years, never had a game without a catch. It's amazing.
It's insane.
It's amazing. Larry Fitz, just go ahead and make the bust now. Fucking locked for a Hall of Fame.
What are you talking about? He's already got his jacket hanging in the locker.
He really does. He has to. My third fresh play is T.Y. Hilton at Tennessee, third most points. I think T.Y. is showing that he can live without luck based on Brissett's play.
And Brissett's been playing pretty well.
Right.
Yeah, he has. He's been playing very well. I mean, in all seriousness, do you think about maybe moving Andrew Luck and trying to build with a Jacoby Brissett moving forward?
I don't know.
That frees up a lot of cap space, so you can make a lot of moves with a move.
I'll just say no for one reason. If he's that good, I don't think Belichick lets him walk.
Well, Belichick has a guy who he thought was better already.
Garoppolo?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, he's still probably going to have Tom Brady for the next 35 years.
Yeah.
Next 35. Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Embarrassment of riches. Like, you got 3 quality
Walker
quarterbacks.
and then throws a 50-yard bomb.
He's still going to throw that 50-yard bomb. Are you kidding me? Come on now. He's going to be 85 years old, and he's still going to be able to throw with 5,000 yards.
Goes with
What are you
him.
talking about?
Yeah, right?
Yo, if we put Brett Favre out there, I'm pretty sure he could still sling it 50, 60 yards.
I'm sure he still could. I'm sure he still plays.
Gunslinger.
Really?
So those are my who's your fresh wide receivers, guys?
I'm going AB, baby.
AB,
why not?
Yeah.
Definitely high up on DraftKings at 9,300. But Kansas City on DraftKings ranks 31st in the league against wide receivers. So, listen, it was a fest last year. I think it's going to be a fest again this year. But, I mean, I know it's crazy. Like I said, just value-wise for Le'Veon Bell last week. That's why I got to keep clarifying that. I'm not saying don't sit him in your daily or your season-long fantasy leagues. I'm saying for value,
right.
DraftKings, daily fantasy.
All about hitting that 3 to 5 times.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's going to be rough.
Mm-hmm.
AB, on the other hand, I think he's got it again, man. Going with another wide receiver, Mike Evans, against Arizona. And we talked about Larry Fitz before. I love Larry Fitz again.
And even some of these guys that you mentioned that they're going to just hit value because they're just that expensive.
Oh, yeah.
You need those mainstays, though, to anchor your team because, what if that one guy you go for that you're like a Duke Johnson that you're hoping can hit 5 times and maybe hits 2 times, which isn't bad, but you still have to compete with the rest of your league. So sometimes playing the chalk is not bad when it's warranted.
Yeah, and definitely for daily. I mean, it's all about percentages, man. I keep talking about that. I talked about it a lot last couple shows. It's all about percentages because everybody's going to look at AB. Everybody's going to look at AB, Julio, your top 3 wide receivers of the day. At least 30% of leagues are going to have them. What you want is that sneaky guy.
Yeah, and I got the sneaky guy.
You got that sneaky guy. Who's that sneaky guy?
Mike Evans, baby.
That's what I said, man.
Is that really
sneaky? He did.
Yeah, and you know what, though? He's a lot cheaper, too. He's $6,900. I could see him producing probably close to the same as
And
AB.
the one adjective that's never been put on Mike Evans is sneaky, man. What is he, 6'4", 6'5"?
Yeah, you ain't sneaking around nowhere. That big. But no, he's going to be sneaky this week because you know what? Most people are going to shy away from that based on the Arizona defense and the perception that secondary is very good.
Patrick Peterson, a boy.
Yeah, he's going to smoke him.
Right. Yeah, no, he's 6'5".
Carson this week.
Oh, no, he killed him. Philly wide receivers last week, 11 catches for, I believe, 200 yards. Yeah, 11 catches, 200 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Killed him.
Some of that was on
Real
Peterson.
quick, advice for me. I'm kind of stuck on this. Deshaun Jackson this week against Arizona or Devontae Adams against Minnesota?
Oh.
Adams. Especially with Jordy Nelson banged up with a potential quad injury. I mean, he might be slowed.
Yeah, because the way my one league is ran, it's 2 wide receivers and just a wide receiver running back position. So
who's your other wide receiver? That's
I got DeAndre Hopkins, which not touching.
Right.
And Stephon Diggs.
Diggs might not be too bad the other way. I mean, he should have a good game. He's actually one
But
of
that's the thing. Green Bay's pass coverage.
Not so fast though. 1 catch, 4 yards last night, and
Yeah.
he hurt his groin last night.
Yeah,
It
he
looked
was.
kinda
He
bad.
is
He was
questionable.
on the players table, so I might start the 2 guys and sit Diggs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Both are good. I mean, like I said yes to the first guy and Devontae Adams. I mean, Minnesota's defense, that's the only chink in that armor.
Yeah.
You know, as a secondary. Oh, it's Sean Jackson. Yeah. I mean, playing against the
Honey
corner
Badger
on the other side, the Honey Badger. Yeah, absolutely. All right, so let's get to some stale wide receivers before we pay some bills. I normally like Pierre G on the Washington Redskins because we're again, right?
Bro, all day.
Yeah.
He's actually on the Niners now.
Oh, sorry, excuse me.
We forgot. We forgot.
He's at Washington. That's why
There
I
you
said that.
go.
Right? I was talking too fast because I'm getting the wrap-up sign. But, no, I mean, with Kyle Shanahan, I mean, number 1 wide receivers eat all day. But you can really just forget that narrative. You can forget the narrative. I mean, even though he did pretty well against his OG first team, the Colts, last week, I think 8 catches for 80-some-odd, 90-something yards, right? I don't expect a repeat this week. Just, I don't know. I mean, the Washington Redskins, this is why. Because they're giving the second least points to wide receivers, and they're coming off that bye.
Yeah.
That's going to be a hard task for the 49ers to play against. And it just, I don't know. It's just odd to be playing 2 of your former teams in a row, but when you've gotten around like Pierre Garçon has, I guess that's inevitable. But he's a guy that I'm shying away from. I'm shying away from Demaryius Thomas this week, actually, believe it or not, versus the New York Giants. The New York Giants are giving the 4th least points to wide receivers, and he'll probably be on Janoris Jenkins. And that's a cornerback that I am shying away from. I'd rather play Emmanuel Sanders on Eli Apple all day, and he's $100 cheaper on FanDuel. So that'd be the direction I'll be going this weekend.
Don't hit me.
What?
I'm going Julio Jones.
Julio Jones sitting.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I got one.
I'm destined to go 1-5 now in your league.
Listen,
Excellent.
I'm scared with his injury.
Yeah.
Well, whatever the hell it is now.
Right.
Because, it's week in and week out. Yeah, he got the bye week, a little more rest. He's still obviously listed questionable. But, it is Miami's defense. They're all right. I'm not going to lie. They're all right. They're all right.
Yeah.
But I don't know how much I could trust Julio's health right now. It's very concerning for me. DraftKings 8,300 right now, but it's wishy-washy for me. It's I don't know if I want to take the chance this week. It's another thing, Le'Veon Bell. Start him in your season-long leagues daily.
Yeah. Shy away from him. Gotcha.
Yeah.
There's other options, cheaper options.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
I get
Without
it.
a doubt.
Now, I usually don't say this because I never thought I'd actually ever say this. I'm sitting Amari Cooper.
Hey, that
At
makes
this
two of
point,
us. That makes
At
two of
this
us.
point, you have no choice. I mean, you don't have Derek Carr.
Another one.
I think he might be the worst one in the league right now.
Dropsies.
Statistically,
But-
dropsies. Sir drops a lot.
But you know what, though? DC might be playing this week.
Might. But even if he
Might.
does, he's still dropping DC's passes.
Yeah.
He's just dropping balls.
Yeah.
He just
Like
can't
he
hold
do-
on to anything.
It's like he doesn't have a pair. He's just dropping them
He's
everywhere.
just dropping them. Just
Ooh.
At this point, you're a couple weeks in. Okay, maybe a week or two. You just still play him. Just maybe it's just a cold or something. You think it's something? No, we're going into weeks. What, 6?
6.
And he's only had
Oh my
one
God,
good
it's
week.
6.
One good week.
Yeah.
It's time to sit him.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Speaking of like a guy sitting for one good week, that's Alshon Jeffrey. Not touching him this week again at Carolina. I don't like I said. I have a feeling if I'm a betting man, which I am, I'm putting money on Carolina, and I'm putting money on the over in this game because I think Carolina's going to run up the score on Philly because I don't think Philly's got enough on offense, and I don't think they can run the ball effectively against that Carolina defense, make a team one-dimensional, especially with that secondary and that pass rush. Yeah, Carson Wentz might be hurt by the end of that game. So I'm sitting him this week. I'm also sitting I just had it, too. Oh, I'm sitting Sammy Watkins this week.
Yeah,
He's a borderline guy, at Jacksonville. Not a great matchup.
No.
Not at all. But
yeah, Against Jacksonville, we saw what happened there.
Do we still start Cooper Kupp, though?
Cooper, I love Cooper Kupp, man. He dropped the ball and would have won the game.
I think you do start Cooper Kupp. I like Cooper Kupp a lot. I do think you start him this week.
He's the great white hype. I dropped his ass like nobody's business.
And I picked him right back up.
Yes, you did. Damn it, Chris Thompson, you motherfucker. You motherfucker.
I'm turning your trash into gold.
No, I turned Cooper Kupp into Will Fuller. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Will Fuller a lot.
Fair enough.
You win.
I threw your boy at you.
You win.
I threw your boy at you.
All right.
I'll see you guys next week.
Any other stale plays? We got a couple questions that we'll hit up before we pay some bills.
Nah, I'm pretty solid, man.
Tyrell Williams. I'm sitting him this week, too, at Oakland.
It's beautiful that you just brought up his. He brought up Amari Cooper. He brought up Ty Williams.
Listen, I freaking have him on one of my teams, and every time I start him, I get shit. The 1 week I sit him, he goes off against Philly.
That's how it works,
come on.
bro.
Of course he does.
Seriously.
They know.
But it's
Should
so
have played me, idiot.
I think he looked in the camera and said that to me, too.
Esteban Carell on YouTube goes, is trading Tyrell Williams for Amari Cooper a good trade?
Yes.
If you're getting Tyrell Williams, yes.
No, if
Yes.
you're getting Amari Cooper, yes. Because Amari Cooper is not going to be good now. Neither is Tyrell Williams.
He's only got upside. That's the thing. Like, you could buy low now for Amari Cooper without a doubt because everybody's like, oh, he's
I think Tyrell is. I mean, not to play. I mean, he has some good home run capability. He is the most targeted guy on that San Diego Chargers team, and that's above Keenan Allen, which is saying, and Travis Benjamin. So that's saying a lot. But that's a beautiful buy low on Amari, who's got a rebound. I mean, there's no doubt about it. I mean, you could say the situation, Derek Carr will be back, and if you base it on his lifetime numbers, then he has only one way to go, and that's up.
Yeah.
And not up the poop shoot. I mean, just up in the standings. You know what I mean?
But the other thing is, too, with Tyrell Williams, there is another Williams that is expected to start this week, and Mike Williams, the rookie, so.
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess if you're.
I'm just throwing it out there.
I don't think he's going to start. He might play.
Just throwing it out there. I mean, you don't draft a guy, 7th overall if he's not going to play, so.
Truth.
I mean, maybe now I see the reason why if you're trading Tyrell Williams for Amari Cooper, you're going to win if you're getting Cooper. There's just a lot of guys to throw to in San Diego.
Yeah.
You know, Amari's the number one. He's the undisputed number one in Oakland. He's just dropping everything thrown to him at the moment.
I don't know. I mean, it depends on what you're talking about. Targets or red zone targets, because if you're talking red zone targets, it's Crabtree still.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I see your point. That Crabtree is his favorite, is DC's favorite red zone target.
In the red zone. So, I mean, it depends. But your league standings, you know what I mean? Like, you know, is it yardage dependent? Is it touchdown dependent? These are all questions. But not knowing what's in your league, I think we're all saying trade Tyrell for Amari as a buy low candidate right now. Cole Presswood goes, how do you guys feel about Bilal Powell? Well, we talked about that a little bit earlier, Cole, that, you know, Powell is banged up a little bit. He's questionable for this weekend. Great matchup, though. So I would definitely maybe plan the plan, but, you know, if Elijah McGuire's out there, you know, add him to back up. He also asks, and this one I want to throw to you guys, would you play Aaron Jones considering Ty Montgomery's health?
Yes.
Yeah, but I don't like the matchup. It's just a matchup thing.
Yeah.
I play him in this matchup anyway. Like I said, he's of between him and Jamal Williams, the reason why he jumped over Jamal Williams because he can catch the football out of the backfield.
Right. World of talent that could supersede a tough matchup, but I'll say no, and this is something I didn't talk about before, and I learned this by watching the game, and they did shape up a little bit in that game, but that offensive line is very banged up, and they didn't. All the yards that Aaron Jones got was yards he earned, not holes that were created for him. So now you add a 10 times run defense with Minnesota above Dallas. I would shy away from Aaron Jones and Ty this weekend.
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe Ty in a PPR.
It's a tough matchup.
Yeah, absolutely is. Absolutely is. Thank you for the questions and comments. Keep them rolling in. We don't care if we finish our agenda. We want to get you money in your DFS leagues and your fantasy football leagues. Now, speaking of money, you're going to need some money to go get a BMW from the DMW of Atlantic City, but not as much as you may think. Because they challenge its sales team, and they must sell 100 vehicles, which means you save. Right now, lease a certified pre-owned elite 2006 2017, BMW 320i with xDrive, just $299 a month for 36 months. The ultimate driving experience is much closer than you think. BMW of Atlantic City, easy to get 2 minutes off of exit 37 on the Parkway. Check them out online, bmwatlanticcity.com. On the other side, I swear we will finish fresh or stale.
Woohoo!
With our tight ends. That sounded weird.
What'd you call me?
Our kickers and defense. We'll talk waiver wire. We'll talk fantasy basketball. We'll talk it all. You dominate in fantasy sports when you listen to Fantasy Dominance Now on a2dradio.com.
Jang-a-lang, jang-a-lang.
Welcome in to the worldwide leader of what? Real Talk, a2dradio.com.
A2dradio.com is sponsored by The Sports Outlet for all your sporting needs. Located 703 Black Horse Pike in Glendora, New Jersey. Give them a call at 856-939-2030 or email them at sportsoutletnj@comcast.net or visit them on the web at www.sportsoutletinc.com for all your sporting needs. The Sports Outlet. Fellas, you ever come in from that baseball or football game and your woman won't come near you because you stink beyond belief? Then you need Soap Stash. You should never settle for a generic hygiene product that only covers up the stench. Treat your skin with the best nutrients. Feel clean with the only soap you'll need. The highest grade carrier oils are ingrained in all of their products, which are 100% natural and terrific for your skin. No sulfates, parabens, or phthalates, and synthetic fragrance free. Contact Soap Stash for your sample package and give your woman what she deserves. You can contact Soap Stash at 844-890-3197 or visit them on the web at soapstash.com or Facebook at Soapstash LLC. Once again, their number is 844-890-3197. Soap Stash, the new soap standard.
A2dradio.com is proudly sponsored by Gibson Mayer LLC Certified Public Accountants. Gibson Mayer, located in Yardley, PA, is a leading accounting and business consulting firm with a proven track record of handling critical issues with expertise across many different industries, including construction, distribution, hospitality, manufacturing, real estate, service trades, merchandising, professional services, and professional athletes. Give them a call at 215-369-3300. That's 215-369-3300. Your initial consultation is always free, and if you tell them that Tom and Mike from AM and the PM sent you, you'll receive 15% off all income tax services completed by February 15th. That's Gibson Mayer LLC Certified Public Accountants, 215-369-3300, or visit them on the web at www.gibsonmayer.com. That's gibsonmayer.com.
Hey, do you need to get your skills in shape? Then contact the Scanzano Sports Center, located at 5 Carnegie Plaza in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. You can give them a call at 856-889-3434 or visit them on the web at www.scanzanosports.com. John Scanzano offers individual, semi-private, and team training lessons in hitting, pitching, catching, outfield, along with turf rentals. The Scanzano Sports Center is equipped with a 31,000 square foot indoor facility, 4 batting cages, and a 4,000 square foot strengthening and conditioning room. So what are you waiting for? Contact the Scanzano Sports Center today.
You're listening to Fantasy Dominance Now, only on A2dradio.com.
Maddie, we need to start turning on the mics. That was a fabulous comment. It bears not repeating. Welcome back. Fantasy Dominance Now here on ATDRadio.com. He's Brian Daly, Mike Kleinkoff, Doug Pitchford. I'm Rob Bovia, Matt Studio on the ones and twos. And if you like what you're hearing, well, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Instagram, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. You search ATDRadio.com. If you got fantasy questions, hit us up. Hashtag it, AskFDN. So let's get through this fresh or stale, man. We left off at the tight ends, and this is all being brought to you by the Scanzano Sports Center, located at 5 Carnegie Plaza in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. You can give them a call, 856-889-3434. Look them up online, sportsoutletinc.com. Who wants to start off?
I'm going to jump right in, but before I do, why am I the only one that's not wearing his hat backwards? Like, what is this? Was I left out of the meeting?
I don't like wearing my hat.
You didn't get the memo?
No, I didn't. You got to fire your secretary, bro.
Well, I mean, maybe if I get a pretty secretary, we might actually get her job done.
I wear my hat backwards all the time as a tribute to the kid. My favorite baseball player, or one of my favorite baseball players of all time.
Oh, I mean,
Fair
he's
enough.
definitely one of my favorite baseball players of all time. But that's not why I wear my hat backwards. I wear it because it's stylish and cool.
Yeah, you are stylish and cool.
Because I'm
No,
cool,
I'm
dude.
All right. I'll buy it for $1. I'll buy it for $0.25.
Who's stylish
Just a quarter?
and cool?
Just $0.25. I can't buy that for $1.
Damn.
I'm sorry, Brian. I can't buy that for $1 yet. I mean, bro, you're wearing an Anaheim Mighty Ducks shirt.
Well, it's actually Anaheim Ducks. They're
not mighty anymore.
not mighty anymore.
Well, there's two reasons for that.
JJ messed that up too during the game. You know that, right? You were pissed. I know you. I was like, Brian's pissed somewhere.
Well, luckily, I was at the bar with my buddy, and the sound wasn't on, so I didn't get to hear it.
Well, they're not so mighty.
Well, he was talking about your all coach and how this is his second tenure, and the first tenure was when they were the Mighty Ducks. So you can see
And then
the
a
confusion.
couple years later, they changed their name and won a Stanley Cup.
We'll talk all that and more. 3 p.m. Hockey Happy Hour.
Yes, we will.
Quack.
Yes.
Quack.
So who's stylish? Who's got class? Who are you playing?
The Walker.
The Walker.
Not Johnny,
Yes.
though. Not Johnny, though. Delaney.
Yes.
I know. Trust me, I got some Johnny to watch Delaney on Monday night, but, that can wait for Monday night. But, yeah, Monday Night Football against Indy. They're absolutely putrid against tight ends. They give up the 5th most fantasy points to the position. More importantly, they've given up a touchdown to the position in each of the last 3 weeks, so you might as well chalk it up to 4. I don't care if Matt Castle's throwing the football. Like, that defense is garbage.
He's still playing?
Hot garbage.
Yeah, well, no, excuse me. Enter the Whedonverse. Brandon Whedon was signed yesterday by the
Ridiculous.
by the Tennessee Titans.
I can't believe they signed him. I definitely thought that Cap would have been a
Cap's
option.
Cap's the ideal option. I mean, he fits. They can run the exact same system they've been running.
Right. That's
But-
why I thought that he'd be the option, but
Hey, if they don't, we
Yeah.
we know what that is at this point.
Well,
That
but
doesn't need to be gone into any further at this time. But
no. But my last comment on it wasn't Whedon like 33 years old when he was drafted?
basically.
Something like
Pretty
that.
close.
Something close.
Yeah, he was.
Something close to
I
that.
believe he was 27 years old. The reason for that was he did serve. I believe he actually served in our military. So
Okay.
before going to college, so he actually served a tour, I believe in Iraq or Afghanistan, and then went to college. So
Yeah.
Interesting.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, then that makes sense then.
yeah. So give that man his props.
Yes.
Anyway, moving on. I'm also playing Zach Miller this week. I mean, granted, yeah. Listen, the Bears look like the Bears. Doesn't matter who your quarterback is, you're still the Bears. But
Go Bears.
Zach Miller did score last week against Minnesota. And Baltimore's defense against tight ends not the greatest. They give up the 8th most points to the position. More importantly, they've allowed 4 touchdowns on the season to the position.
Right.
Far
Worse than the Vikings, where Zach Miller was able to put up. Now, that touchdown catch was a little bit of luck. It was tipped up. It should have been intercepted.
Right.
But still, I mean, to have the wherewithal to make that catch shows great hands, great head, keeps in the game. And, when you're talking about young quarterbacks, who's their best friend?
Right, it's tight end. More importantly, who else needs to throw the ball to besides the running back?
Yeah.
So get that man the ball.
Well, yeah. What's his name? Kendall Wright?
Who?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
Kendall
yeah.
Wright.
Kendall
He had a
Wright.
decent game last night too. So maybe and Marcus Wheaton almost had his first catch until it was taken away due to a challenge, but he was looking good, running good routes. So there is. All right, no,
Bum ass Marcus Wheaton.
I can't.
It was a
sell
good
that
effort.
point.
It was a good effort.
I wanted to argue with you, but I can't.
Speaking of quarterback tight end relationships, this is really the only relationship that Eli has left, and I would start Evan Ingram.
Yep.
I mean, he's really like that's it. That's it for me. Like,
So athletically gifted. I mean,
he really is,
yeah.
and he's already shown some good rapport with Eli. Starting in week 1, going he caught 4 for 5 or 4 for 4 for 45 yards or something like that. But this kid's only going to get better.
This was a good, tight end class. David Njoku finally getting
He's on
off.
fire.
Yeah, he's getting up there
He's
now.
had a touchdown, in his last 2 or 3 games?
Yeah,
Something like that.
big time.
But now Eli has nobody else to throw to but Evan Ingram, so
Yeah.
he's obviously going to see an increase in targets.
Right.
I think.
No, lock it up. I couldn't agree with you more. Mikey, who you got fresh?
I'm going Ryan Griffin
Yeah, good matchup.
against Cleveland.
Yeah.
Deshaun's been thrown to him, so, I mean, it's definitely a favorable matchup. DraftKings, Cleveland ranks 31st.
Right.
And he's cheap, by the way, for DraftKings, only 4,000, so scoop him.
Scoop them up.
I like
Scoop
the play.
and score.
Scoop and
Love
score.
to play.
A couple of these guys I'm going to mention are totally scoop and score guys. A.J. Derby versus the New York Football Giants. Yeah, we all looked at Doug because he loves the Derby, and this is a good week to play him. Giants are the league worst in covering ends, and the position is so thin this year. I think you got to reach for a 1%er, and that's about how much he's owned in leagues is 1%. And he's 4,600 on FanDuel, so offers ability to hit 2, 3, 4, even 4 times value.
More importantly, he scored 3 touchdowns on the year already too, I believe.
Yeah.
Trevor Siemian likes throwing to him.
Yeah.
I think he throws to him more than he does Virgil Green.
Right.
He's
Agreed.
he's basically the de facto starter. The only reason he's not the starter is because he can't run block.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, that would make sense.
Right. Which is similar to my number 2, and that's ASJ, Austin Safarian Jenkins,
Hey, yo.
turning into a
Hey,
DFS
yo.
dynamo.
I got him, I swear.
Hey,
I
yo.
swear to God.
4th most points to ends, and he's great DFS play again at 5,600. He was a great play last week, and that caused me to cash.
Thank God. Yes, I picked him up last week. I had, I think
Who'd
it was
you have?
Gronk.
My one team that cashed, by the way, was the team with McGowan and Austin Safarian Jenkins. So,
Told you that was sneaky.
yeah.
Wow.
That's sneaky. Yeah.
There you go.
That's what I rolled. I totally paid down on quarterback, so my running backs were the 2 highest. I forget who I had particularly on that team. Because once the weekend's done, I'm on the week 6, just as we are now with the show.
Yeah.
Third option, Hunter Henry at Oakland. Oakland's pretty porous against the tight end, about mid pack, and he's starting to rise above Antonio Gates right now, especially in green zone targets. So go H squared, not Triple H.
Every time I've tried starting that kid, he never got any targets. So
You're done with him? He's one of your guys?
Me personally, I can't justify starting him at the moment.
Hit or miss, right?
That's exactly what it is. It's boom or bust.
He'll have 2 touchdowns this week, low yardage, and then you won't hear from him for the next 4 weeks.
Probably not.
As it turns into Gates.
Sounds pretty good.
Yep. Any more fresh plays for tight end?
No, we talked about him.
Yeah, we pretty much hit them all.
All right. Well, then I tell you what, Mikey, why don't you start off on the stale side?
And we talked about it earlier, and I had it written down. I don't even know why. Jordan Reed doesn't matter in this matchup because San Francisco ranks number 1 against tight ends.
Yep.
So don't pay for him this week, even though he's only 5. I mean, if you need a nice filler, go ahead and pay for him. But that would be.
He's 6,500 on FanDuel. So
wow.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah. It was funny because as soon as I said that, I was like, wait, I have Jordan Reed as a stale play, so it doesn't matter.
Well, he helps out in the progressions. I think
To
that
spread
was your
it out
point
more,
with Kirk
definitely,
Cousins.
yeah.
Absolutely. But will he even play? Because, again, he's banged up this week.
Please.
Questionable already.
Please.
And, I mean, unless he's hurt, you probably do have to roll with him in league play unless you have a better option. But I think DFS, I think you can go elsewhere.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah, definitely.
With you on that.
I'm not starting Rudolph the Red-Nosed Kyle or whatever I want to call him.
I got him too.
Listen,
fine ink.
He's just not. I feel like it's a cheap ink.
What's this? Crappy. It doesn't even have anything. It's
whenever you say fine ink, I think of like a quill. And like he's doing his fresh and stales by candlelight last night.
But did you send him by Raven?
These guys, the best.
So Kyle, he's just not producing the way he was last year, and I realized that the health of Sammy Sleeves helps with that because he loves throwing to Rudolph.
Right.
But we're 6 weeks in, and he's only got 2 touchdowns, and he's only got 2 weeks where he's caught over 40 yards.
Sure.
We talk about a tight end being a quarterback's best friend. Well, their quarterback might actually be back this week. Teddy Bridgewater's been practicing. They were targeting him around this time to come back week 6, week 8.
Who?
Teddy Bridgewater.
My man Teddy.
He's been hurt so long I forgot about him.
Oh, yeah. Everybody forgot about him. But, yeah, he's been back
Pick
in
him
practice
up.
for a couple weeks now.
Were they calling him Dre because everybody forgot about him?
That was a good one. Hey, man, I love that kid, though. Listen, before that knee injury, listen, that kid was starting to ascend. Don't be afraid to pick him up and have him sit for a couple weeks till he's playing.
Sure. No, absolutely. So that could be a spike in long-term value for Rudolph. Horrible matchup. You're absolutely right. The only reason why I don't have him on my list is because I actually have him, and I was trying not to put bad juju on him. That was about it. But the but I will give to argue with you is that Keenum did start hitting him up last night, and I think it's because of the void in targets of one Dalvin Cook, who we didn't get a chance to talk about last week, out for the year, non-contact injury, horrible. I mean, how many non-contact injuries talking about Teddy Bridgewater is one team going to have? That's devastating. But Rudolph could be the benefactor there in terms of seeing targets, but the matchup's tough.
I wasn't even talking matchup, but the matchup is very tough. I mean, Green Bay has some really good covering linebackers, especially on the tight end position.
And in the secondary, for that matter, at safety, ha-ha.
Bastard.
But, yeah, I mean, Rudolph, he's not – no. I'm not touching him. I have him too in one league, so I'm going to be obviously replacing him.
Brian says no.
I said no.
Time to add Cameron Brate.
Yes.
I say no. Cameron Brate definitely not this week against Arizona. They cover up the tight end, even without Marcus Golden, who's out this week. Actually, he's out for the season, if I'm not mistaken. They blanket linebackers. They haven't allowed more. They have only allowed 2 touchdowns this season to the position. Granted, those both came last week to Zach Ertz. Sorry, Cameron Brate's not Zach Ertz.
Truth.
So, I'm avoiding that. And I'm also sitting Zach Ertz this week, too. Or at least not sitting him necessarily, but I'm definitely not playing him in DFS. No.
The number 1 tight end you're not going to play?
Nope.
No. Why is this?
Not against Carolina in that secondary.
That's why is this.
Yeah, granted, they did allow 2 touchdowns last week to Detroit, but they allowed 2 tight ends to Detroit's 3rd tight end because they forgot about him. They're not going to forget about Zach Ertz. So,
well, yeah, I mean, the 2 touchdowns that Darren Fells got for the Lions, it was his only 2 targets.
Yeah.
His only 2 catches, so at least he made him count.
I'll do you one better in terms of egregious sits recommendations. I'm saying sit Travis Kelce.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
Yes, I am saying that.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, because your boys are very decent at covering the tight end. They're the 10th least points, thanks really to the aforementioned Ryan Shazier is just playing out of his mind right now. And on top of that, Kelsey's also in the league's concussion protocol as we speak, so he may not even suit up for this game.
The whole 14.5 points he gave me in the first half was amazing. I'm like, yes, here we go. Because my game was close. I ended up winning it by 5 points, but close game. But
but you lost to me, so it's all good.
That was for the win.
You know what?
Isolate that, Maddie. Isolate that.
Listen, if you take away the 28 points Jacksonville's defense got him,
you still lost by 20.
No, that's what I'm saying. I lost by 20 to him, but I mean, any normal defense doesn't get 28 points.
Second time
this year for
Jacksonville.
Bastard. I was like, of course. I was like, oh God, Brian scores.
What's funny is I didn't even start my kicker. I left Will Lutz who was on a bye week.
Yeah.
I just lost all respect for you now, Brian. Illegal roster winning motherfucker.
What? Get out of here.
It was horrible. And you had Jamal Williams who put up 0.
And he had a dud. He had a dud. He had 2 duds and you lost by 20.
Bro, my team sucked this week. It was horrible.
Smack.
Well, you know what?
Penis tap.
No, wait.
It's why I'm shying away from league play and playing more DFS. DFS is skill you win. You know, league play, it's just too much chance. Like
too many sharks, though.
You know,
But then I can't brag that I beat him.
that's truth. That's why I'm still in 2 leagues. Got it. Now, speaking of defense, if we're done with tight ends, we'll move on to some fresher stale defensive recommendations.
Get it over with.
Yeah, sure.
All right. I'll lead off. 3 defenses I'll advocate playing. The aforementioned Jags versus the Los Angeles Rams. They're 4,900 on FanDuel. Washington Redskins versus 49ers, 4,700 on FanDuel.
Yep.
And my third recommendation might surprise you. The Atlanta Falcons coming back from a bye versus Miami
Yeah,
Dolphins.
buddy.
5,000 on FanDuel.
That was my sneaker. You pretty much ran off all my defensive plays, so I'm gonna get a little creative here, and I'm gonna pull one more out of the crevice between that I'm sitting on, and oh yeah, I had to give it a little push there.
You need some more room? I'll give you some more room, baby.
Thank you. Houston. I'm playing Houston's defense despite the losses of both J.J. Watt and Marcelo and Whitney Merciless. You know, I'm still playing him this week against the Browns. I think Jadeveon Clowney by himself is enough to dismantle that team.
Yeah, there's a lot of pieces to that, and that's it. They've gotten used to at least last year not playing without J.J.
Right.
Just devastating, man. I feel so bad for him. A guy that raised so much money for Houston doesn't deserve.
That's what I said. I was
that.
like, this is such I would only expect good karma for him.
Right.
Yeah.
And whatever the tibial, whatever the hell it's called.
I was always raised on this little saying here. Bad things only happen to good people.
Yeah,
that's true.
It's true, and I'm glad you brought up both points. You know, with Houston reminding me of it, and bad things happen to good people. We weren't on last week, but the tragedy in Vegas. That's why I'm wearing my Vegas hat today. Absolutely terrible. The largest mass shooting in American history. It should never come to this. We really need to focus on gun control. And I don't talk politically very often, but that's something I'm adamant about. I can't even speak because I'm a little choked up right now. And, if you're depressed, seek help, before it gets too far. That's all I'm saying. But, shout out to, the condolences to the families in Vegas.
Yeah.
Absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a tragedy.
Shout out to the first responders.
Absolutely. You guys were the real heroes in there.
No doubt.
Definitely.
And just the regular people there, too, for that matter.
The regular people putting their bodies on the line trying to protect other people.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Shout out to all those people in general. It's rough, though. But, yeah, we need better gun control.
Yeah.
Definitely. Australia did it right.
Well, you know what, though? You can't hide what's on the black market.
Yeah, but, I mean, look at like I said, Australia, they've got no qualms. I don't think they've had a shooting death in almost 15 years.
I say we get back to football.
Yeah.
Cruise.
I'm going with Broncos against the Giants, definitely. I just don't like their offense at all. Sneaky one, they played great last night. I'm going to Bears against Baltimore. It's a sneaky kind of play for me. I mean, Baltimore's offense, they're not special.
Right.
They're not special to me.
Right.
So.
Right.
And the Bears, they beat us. They almost beat Minnesota last night. They almost beat Atlanta week 1.
They play very sound defensively.
They are very good defensively. Don't sleep on the Bears.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a shame that their offense is very weak.
Right.
And they have no wide receivers.
Right.
But
their front seven is legit.
Don't sleep on the D, man.
Yeah. Hard hitting. It's like the Monsters of the Midway Part 2, right?
No, just ask Devontae Adams.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that was a legal hit.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. That was clean old school football.
No.
Get the hell out of here. What the hell? He's just trying to get us going. Because if you think that was clean, you need to get out of here.
See, you missed the important part of that statement. That was clean old school football.
Yeah.
I think before they worried about people dying when they were 22. Well,
that's because that's because how many cripples were there that left the field? There's at least 2 a year. No one cared. No one talked about it. Just saying.
And I'm just saying I agree with the Jacksonville versus the Rams. But I could also go the other way and say you could probably start the Rams defense against Jacksonville,
I hope the Rams light it up this week, Brian. I really do.
I think you start both defenses.
Somebody's salty as hell.
Right?
Jesus.
Wow. Hold on.
Hot fire.
Wow, I just feel that heat coming off his face.
It's horrible.
Steel City must win every week. By Crocky. All right. Stale defenses this week, gentlemen, if you will.
I'm definitely sitting the Giants this week. And apparently Mikey's about to rain down with some fire and vengeance.
Yeah, sit the Lions against the Saints.
I agree.
The authority behind it. Sit the Lions.
At 4,500,
they're actually very low on DraftKings. They're 24.
Right.
But, I mean,
still setting them.
After a bye week, what's his name? Willie Snead's back a second week, so light it up.
I'm going to poke the bear a little bit more.
Poke me, I dare you.
I'm gonna. There is so
He
many
can do
things wrong
it.
with that statement you just said. Oh my God! I'm totally sitting Pittsburgh Steelers defense against Kansas City.
Hold on. You have to wait for commercial break. You have to wait for the commercial. Oh my God!
I'm sitting Pittsburgh against Kansas City's rather dangerous offense.
Nah, I don't blame you. I would too. I'd be kind of scared about it.
Truth.
Now,
because there's so many weapons on that offense, it's scary. You can't cover them all.
Yeah.
No. Then normally, I've been advocating this forever. You play against Cleveland, you play against Indy, and you play against the Jets. I've been and San Francisco for that matter. I've been advocating this all season. Unfortunately, this week is one of those weeks where you can't actually do that because you can't play Tennessee against Indy, and you sure as hell can't play New England against the Jets. Sorry, you just can't do that. Like, I'm not sold.
If he said you can't do it, you can't do it.
It's that simple. Unless you're going to be like this guy and not have a good time.
You're all so silly. You know what else is silly? Playing the Titans defense versus Indy this weekend.
Both defenses against this is going to be a high-rolling game.
Very much so. And what the fuck happened to this D? You're sitting the Cardinals defense versus Tampa Bay.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Also, this is also very silly. Is when you pizza when you should French fry. That's when you don't have a good time.
That's truth.
Ooh. Pizza sounds pretty good right now.
That does. I'm about to go hit up the joint after.
Wait, you're about to go hit up a joint after?
No, not a joint. The joint.
Oh, well then never mind. Got my hopes up for a second.
This is a straighter edge than a ruler, man. What are you talking about? Come on now.
What are you talking about? Look at that hair. Straight edge. That hair?
Yeah.
Well, I ain't got no dead ends.
On to the kicker position?
Yeah, let's do it.
I am saying my fresh kickers this week, Brandon McManus versus the New York Football Giants, Matt Bryant back from bye versus Miami Dolphins, and Justin Tucker versus the Bears. My stale kickers are Nick Novak, recently reacquired Nick Novak for some Asian kicker that we won't talk about right now.
Young Ho
against the Raiders, and Robbie Gould at the Redskins. I would sit those. What say you, gentlemen?
I'm saying suck up against the Colts and Hopkins against the San Francisco 49ers.
Wait, you're going to suck up against the Colts?
Yeah.
That don't work. That doesn't make any sense.
And then I got Mike Nugent versus Denver. I don't like him. And Gonzalez versus Houston.
Nice.
I failed to put who these guys were playing against, but I'm starting Robbie Gould.
You are starting Robbie Gould.
I'm going to start Robbie Gould, and I'm going to sit Greg the Leg. I think that, and the reason is I think it's going to be a very defensive, low-scoring game.
Oh, yeah. It's the Rams
and Jaguars, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I can take that.
And
but
also,
it could turn into a field goal game, though.
It could. I don't think it will be. I think it's going to be very defensive, very low scoring.
Gotcha.
And that Young Ho was not very good, so they had to send it packing.
I see what you did there. Get the stepping, bitch. I gotcha.
God.
All right, let's move on to the waiver wire, gentlemen. Save some time for fantasy basketball. Our waiver wire recommendations are being brought to you by Liberty Event Rentals for all your party needs. Give them a call, 267-314-7368. Look them up online, libertyeventrentals.com.
Real quick, too, as we talked about Adrian Peterson to the Cardinals, CJ 2K, cut.
Yeah, you saw that. Yeah, you saw that coming, though.
CJ no K.
CJ
100.
So I think the top of the waiver wire claim this week is AP, so that's a great lead in right there. As I said before, if Aaron Jones is still available, I'm not starting him this week, but I'd say you add him A guy that I wanted to add last week, but it wasn't a smart add because of the bye, is returning from the bye, and that's Alvin Kamara, who certainly takes another big hit with, now it's just him and Ingram, and he's really the best back to own in New Orleans, in my opinion, especially in PPR leagues. So
I agree.
I will be laying claim on Mr. Alvin and the Chipmunk. Alex Collins, with West banged up, I think he makes for a good ad. Cameron Brate, I know, again, not a good matchup, but he's just showing that he's going to have the lion's share of targets over O.J. Howard at this point in the young tight end's career, and that rapport that I'm seeing Jameis Winston just build upon with making football great again, I'd say you add him. Will Fuller, if he's still out there, you add him. Nelson Aguilar, I talked about, you add him. Any other waiver wire claims you guys want to lay?
Roger Lewis, New York Giants receiver, you definitely have to add him. David Njoku, I do see his spike in production continuing, so I'm definitely adding him. Obviously Deshaun Watson, if you haven't already. I mean, you're a fool. If he's available, you must add him. I can't really think of too many other guys that you didn't already mention.
I got two that he didn't already mention.
Oh.
One, I got Darren Fells, the tight end from Detroit. He's looking at an expanded role now that, Ebron hasn't been really producing as much as everybody expected him to be.
They finally got rid of Eric Ebron.
Well, he's still on the roster.
He's on the roster, but he's going to be put into more.
Yeah,
he's getting put into more blocking situations where Darren Fells is going to be in more passing situations. Also, and you've been advocating this guy for a while, is finally going after Marlon Mack. Marlon Mack is finally starting to see some touches. He's going to start seeing more coming off a 91-yard game on Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of that did come on one carry, but no, I mean, I've been advocating Marlon Mack. Marlon Mack is definitely another guy to add this week. Wayne Gallman also is another guy to add this week moving forward as well.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, despite a poor offensive line, he's been showing some promise there. Cole Beasley, if you're hurting a wide receiver, I think is a solid add this week. And I didn't recommend it at first when he first went down, but Ed Dixon has been playing pretty well as a tight end there in Carolina, so he'd make an interesting ad as well.
But is that going to be consistent? That's my only issue because, I mean, that was his biggest game.
It smells of chasing points.
Yeah,
I got it.
That's my only concern.
Yeah, absolutely. Before we pay some bills, gentlemen, we talked about it a lot when we were referencing the Twitter poll, which I'll just go ahead and give the results right now. Still lots of time to vote on Twitter. Chime in on Facebook as always. And we asked you, who can you safely drop in fantasy football? Martavius Bryant, Ben Roethlisberger, Amari Cooper, or Corey Davis? Currently leading with 45% of the vote, Corey Davis. Definitely a good recommendation. Like we were saying, maybe he's built to win in 2018. What's surprising, second place is Amari Cooper. We thought that was the crazy option.
I thought that was a little bit of a crazy option, and I was on the fence when I even gave you that suggestion. He's just been dropping a lot of balls. Maybe it's something he can get over because his upside is tremendous.
Right.
And we've seen his upside.
Right.
But, right now he's –
right.
Gesundheit.
And Martavius Bryant in last place with 11%. Still plenty of time to vote, of course. That. Are there any other guys that you want to throw in there that we didn't talk about at the beginning of the show?
I mean, Kobe Fleener, man, has been very disappointing. I mean, you have such a great quarterback, a guy who throws to the open man
after a hot
like
start
that.
too.
Yeah,
very hot start.
He's just not. He's just gone. Goodbye.
Just nope. Go.
I say good day, sir.
Yes.
I said good day.
I mean, Devontae Parker with Jay Cutler as his quarterback. I mean, I don't know if I could drop him, but he enters the conversation. Beast mode, too.
Yeah, you can definitely argue beast mode. He's definitely
him.
not beast mode anymore. Yeah. He definitely lost a step.
Mm-hmm.
He's like the newer version of Jeff Hardy when he went to TNA. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No.
All right, guys. Let's go pay some bills so we get to some fantasy basketball talk on the other side. Hey, if you have any more questions for your fantasy football lineups, for your DFS lineups, hit us up at FDN82D at AGDradio.com. Anything, hashtag AskFDN. We'll get you set up to win in Week 6. All this is being brought to you by the Soap Stash. They are the new soap standard, and starting just a couple days ago, they're offering these beautiful custom gift boxes, only $50. It gives it pretty much a plethora of all of their products. Go on Soap Stash LLC right now. It's their latest post. You can see images. You can order right through Messenger too. It'll be on your doorstep. You know, not 7 days, not 10 days, give it 2 or 3 days, and it'll be right there. You don't have to go out, spend your money, take care of your family. All natural products. Soap Stash, the new soap standard. This is Fantasy Dominance Now, only on A2DRadio.com. Woo!
Welcome in to the worldwide leader of what? Real Talk, A2DRadio.com.
Get your skills in shape, then contact the Scanzano Sports Center, located at 5 Carnegie Plaza in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. You can give them a call at 856-889-3434 or visit them on the web at www.scanzanosports.com. John Scanzano offers individual, semi-private, and team training lessons in hitting, pitching, catching, outfield, along with turf rentals. The Scanzano Sports Center is equipped with a 31,000 square foot indoor facility, 4 batting cages, and a 4,000 square foot strengthening and conditioning room. So what are you waiting for? Contact the Scanzano Sports Center today.
A2DRadio.com is sponsored by The Sports Outlet for all your sporting needs. Located 703 Black Horse Pike in Glendora, New Jersey. Give them a call at 856-939-2030 or email them at sportsoutletnj@comcast.net or visit them on the web at www.sportsoutletinc.com for all your sporting needs. The Sports Outlet.
A2DRadio.com is proudly sponsored by Gibson Mayer LLC Certified Public Accountants. Gibson Mayer, located in Yardley, PA, is a leading accounting and business consulting firm with a proven track record of handling critical issues with expertise across many different industries, including construction, distribution, hospitality, manufacturing, real estate, service trades, merchandising, professional services, and professional athletes. Give them a call at 215-369-3300. That's 215-369-3300. Your initial consultation is always free, and if you tell them that Tom and Mike from AM and the PM sent you, you'll receive 15% off all income tax services completed by February 15th. That's Gibson Mayer LLC Certified Public Accountants, 215-369-3300, or visit them on the web at www.gibsonmayer.com. That's gibsonmayer.com.
Fellas, you ever come in from that baseball or football game and your woman won't come near you because you stink beyond belief? Then you need Soap Stash. You should never settle for a generic hygiene product that only covers up the stench. Treat your skin with the best nutrients. Feel clean with the only soap you'll need. The highest grade carrier oils are ingrained in all of their products, which are 100% natural and terrific for your skin. No sulfates, parabens, or phthalates, and synthetic fragrance free. Contact Soap Stash for your sample package and give your woman what she deserves. You can contact Soap Stash at 844-890-3197 or visit them on the web at soapstash.com or Facebook at Soapstash LLC. Once again, their number is 844-890-3197. Soap Stash, the new soap standard.
You're listening to Fantasy Dominance Now, only on A2DRadio.com.
today's Fantasy Dominance Now, only on a2dradio.com. If you dug the show, well, then like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Instagram, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. You search a2dradio.com. If you got fantasy questions, hit us up, hashtag AskFDN. We'll get you set, ready to win in Week 6 in the NFL, get you ready for fantasy basketball, fantasy hockey. It's about to get really complex, and we're going to dive into a little bit of fantasy basketball, previewing the season, giving us some top 10s in the positions, and all of this being brought to you by Gibson Mayer LLC, your certified public accountants. Give them a call, schedule an appointment, 215-369-3300. So who are we drafting at small forward?
I don't know yet.
Let me flip to the page.
Yeah, right. I'm starting at point guard personally, but yeah, these are our top 10 per position. Starting at the point guard position, I'm gonna just roll 1 through 10 real quick. Number 1, this should be across the board, Russell Westbrook. 2, Steph Curry. At 3, though, a little interesting for me, I went Kyrie Irving. At 4, I got John Wall. At 5, I have Damian Lillard, and then at 6 is where I slot in Chris Paul. At 7, I have C.J. McCollum. At 8, I actually have Eric Bledsoe. At 9, I have Kyle Lowry. And then rounding out my 10 is Kemba Walker.
Okay. Yeah, we're definitely different here. I mean, obviously, I think we're all going Russell Westbrook, number 1 at point guard here.
Yeah.
I got John Wall at number 2.
Ooh. Over Steph.
Yeah, I don't know. I think John Wall just overall, I could just see him having a lot better year. I mean, he saw it last year that, he could definitely do it. Steph Curry, number 3.
Right.
4, I got Kyrie. Chris Paul, 5. Kyle Lowry at 6. And then Damian Lillard, Kemba Walker. I got Goran Dragic at 9. And then Jeff Teague at 10. I mean, some of these guys, they're multi-positional players, too, like why I don't have C.J. McCollum there.
Yeah, well, that's why I have C.J. McCollum there, because I actually left multi-positional guys in multiple positions, so you're going to hear names repeated, at certain positions.
Yeah.
And I did that just because their value, it exponentially increases their value. There we go. So, so you're aware of guys and where they can play. At shoot, I guess we'll just keep it in the backcourt.
Yeah, we'll do it quick.
Hey, you want to start this one off?
Yeah, shooting guard. You got to go James Harden.
Truth.
Number 1. I got Jimmy Butler, number 2.
Truth.
Bradley Beal at 3. I got Gordon Hayward at 4. Klay Thompson, 5. And then I threw in C.J. McCollum here at 6.
Wow.
DeMar DeRozan at 7. Andrew Wiggins, 8. Devin Booker, 9. And D'Angelo Russell at 10.
All right.
I couldn't shy away from my my Brooklyn Nets new players. So.
Yeah, I see that. I'm Homer. That's definitely a Homer move.
I like it, though, because I'm the biggest Homer of them all.
Exactly, you damn Cowboys fan.
Yes.
Anyway, I mean, obviously we were lock and step there at 1 and 2 with Harden and Jimmy Butler. Though we differ moving forward, though. At 3 is where I have C.J. McCollum. I mean, he's just an all-around great player. At 4, I actually have Klay Thompson. At 5, I have Gordon Hayward. At 6, I have at 6, I have DeMar DeRozan. At 7 is where I slotted in Bradley Beal. At 8 is where Chris Middleton slides in for me. And then at 9, I had Andrew Wiggins. I do love that kid. But
he's a great player.
Yeah, and then rounding out my 10 is Devin Booker.
Yeah, he's phenomenal.
He is.
Let's see if he could put up another 60-point game this year.
I hope so. I sure hope so. All right, we got only a few minutes left. We're just going to speed through this. I got Antetokounmpo 1, Durant 2, Leonard 3. Yes.
The disrespect.
Yes, the disrespect. I have LeBron 4. I have Jimmy Butler 5. I got Paul George 6. I got Chris Middleton at 7. I have Gordon Hayward at 8. I have Draymond Green at 9. And then I have Carmelo rounding out my top 10.
Nice. Well, I can't disrespect my man LeBron, so I'm throwing him number 1 still. That's almost like a homer move, too. I have to, man. I mean, the guy almost averaged a triple-double as well that nobody talked about last year. But, yeah, LeBron number 1. I'm going KD number 2, and then Giannis Antetokounmpo at number 3. They could go back and forth. I don't know. It's just tough for me. I think Durant is just on he's on too good of a team. But I know where you're going to go with Antetokounmpo. He's just going to do all the work. Yeah,
Antetokounmpo, he does everything. Literally does everything. Only player in the NBA to average over a block and a half and a steal and a half per game.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Like I said, Kawhi Leonard at 4. I got Paul George at 5. Otto Porter Jr. is questionable 1, but I got him at 6. Carmelo Anthony, I got at 7. Dario Saric of Philly, I got him at 8. Harrison Barnes at 9 and Trevor Ariza at 10.
Yeah, that's definitely some difference. Definitely a little difference. Real quick, at power forward, at 1, I have Anthony Davis.
Yes.
2, I got Giannis Antetokounmpo. At 3, I have LeBron James. At 4 is where I have Nikola Jokic. I couldn't say no to that.
Not at all.
No. At 5, I have Kristaps Porzingis. At 6, I have Hassan Whiteside. At 7, I have Paul Millsap. At 8 is where I have Draymond Green. 9 is where I slotted in Blake Griffin. And then at 10, rounding that out, Kevin Love.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, definitely Anthony Davis, number 1, is best power forward on the board without a doubt. I got Nikola Jokic at number 2, Draymond Green at 3, Kristaps Porzingis at 4, Paul Millsap at 5, Blake Griffin at 6, Kevin Love at 7, Serge Ibaka at 8.
What a fun name.
LaMarcus Aldridge at 9, and I'm going to go in with Philly's own Ben Simmons at 10.
Serge Ibaka.
Yeah,
Serge
no.
Ibaka.
I'm doing it. I had to show a little love for one of the rookies here.
Go ahead, bro. I'm not doing it, though. Go ahead, bro. All right, real quick. Center for my 10. I got the big cat, Karl Anthony Towns at 1. I got DeMarcus Cousins, psycho, at number 2.
Agreed.
At 3 is where I'm going to slide in Nikola Jokic. At 4, I'm going to go with Hassan Whiteside. 5 is where I get a little interesting. That's where Rudy Gobert slots in for me.
Okay.
As at 5. At 6, I'm rolling with Marc Gasol. At 7 is where I slide in Miles Turner. 8 is where you find your boy Joel Embiid, Philly. Yeah, I got him on there. He's at 8.
He's just so concerning for me.
9 is where – I hear you, though. I do hear you on that. At 9, I'm going with your former boy, Brook Lopez. And then rounding out my 10, I'm going with Al Horford.
Yeah, man. We got a lot of the same guys in same positions here. I mean, top 2, Cat, obviously, number 1, DeMarcus Cousins, number 2. I have Rudy Gobert at 3. And then I got Hassan Whiteside at 4, Miles Turner 5, Marc Gasol at 6, Yusuf Nurkic at 7, my boy Brook Lopez at 8. And then I have Joel Embiid at 9 and Al Horford at 10. The only thing I'm scared about with Embiid, he's only projected 50 games this year.
Well, that's because he's only played, 30-something games in his career.
This guy could be a top 5 center in this league if he could just stay healthy.
What are you talking about? He could be the best center in this league.
He's going to play 76 games for the 76ers.
Doubt it.
Mark it down.
Doubt it.
Healthy season for Embiid. I'm willing it to happen.
There's no way.
I'm willing it to happen.
Wait,
what's
what's
happened? Because I said so.
What's half of 76? Whatever that is, that's how many games he'll play.
38.
There you go. That's how many
like
games
that.
he'll play.
Yay, math did not fail me. So out of all these guys, who's number 1? Who should be the number 1? You got the number 1 pick in your fantasy basketball draft. Who's going?
It's so tough.
JoJo.
No.
He's the only one I know.
I mean, personally, it's a toss-up for me between Anthony Davis and Giannis Antetokounmpo. There's no question about that. Kevin Durant doesn't even come in the conversation. LeBron James doesn't come in the conversation. Neither does Curry. Because those two guys, they do everything. They literally do everything. Points, rebounds, blocks, steals, assists. Yeah. Like, they're complete stat sheet stuffers. And they both score over 25 a game.
Yeah.
The Greek freak, it would be
Greek
for me.
freak. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's so
my
tough,
dog.
though. I mean, I got him at like 8 or 7 last year. I mean, and he, minus what, he had like 17 triple-doubles last year. I don't know. He is a phenomenal player. I'm not bashing him at all. But I can't see him being my first pick.
How? It's steal, dude, the only player in the league with a steal and a half and a block
That's
and a half.
fine.
I just want to pick him because I can actually say his name pretty coherently.
Yeah.
It's Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Beautiful. Yeah. Close enough. Good enough.
That's
it. No, that's it.
I practiced it many times, people.
But, I mean, I think personally, I think OKC got stronger with the pieces around Russell Westbrook. So I think his value is going to go up. I mean, obviously he's not going to average your triple-double, but he's still going to put up, 28, 29 a game.
I don't think he needs to, though. I think he's going to fall back around 25 because he does have Paul George and he does have Carmelo Anthony.
Yeah,
he doesn't need to score 40 a night.
He's still going to get – I don't know. I still think he's definitely worth a top 5 anyway.
Oh, definitely.
I always look at Cat, too. Cat was a great performer last year. Another one, like you said, Anthony Davis. I love him, too. James Harden, don't shy away from him either. I mean, he's another guy that we didn't really look at too much with how many assists he had in all of his triple-doubles. So,
true.
I because we were so fascinated by Westbrook with it. So
who's your guy then? Who are you taking number 1? I already said I'm taking Antetokounmpo. Who's your guy?
fuck it, I'll still take Westbrook. I'm still gonna do it.
I don't hate you.
He's going to do it.
I ain't
I'm
mad
still
at
gonna
you.
do it.
I ain't mad at you. You're a little silly, but you're late, but I ain't mad at you.
You know what though? I'll go that, or I'd go Anthony Davis.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds word.
Not
Sounds
bad.
word.
Between one of those two, it'd be a toss-up.
Well, we'll have plenty of time to get deeper into fantasy basketball, throw some fantasy hockey in there. Obviously, we're right in the middle of fantasy football. We'll be back next week, fresh or stale, for Week 7, as always. For Brian Daly, Mike Kleinkoff, Doug Pitchford, I'm Rob Povia, Matt Studio on the 1s and 2s. You will see him here in this seat or one of these other seats. Hockey Happy Hour, 3 p.m., only on A2DRadio.com. Good luck in Week 6, people.
Catch you next time,
Good luck.
knuckleheads.